mercy. Give us a win, you. 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 In blue we stand, united we rise. No more defeats. Let's break down these doors. Justice rising up. We will stand tall. Together we fight. We will conquer all. Give us a win, yo. 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 In blue we stand. United we rise. The banters they throw, we are rising again. No matter the cost. Give us a win, yo. Give us a win, yo. In blue we stand. United we rise. No more defeats. Let's break down these doors. Justice rising up. We will stand tall. Together we fight. We conquer all. Give us a win, yo. 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 In blue we stand. United we rise.
We are faithful and true.
With hope in our hearts, we push through.
Oh, I had the loop on. Nice. Perfect. Big up everybody. Big up everybody that's locked in. Apologies for the lateness, and also, like, are you guys really surprised? I would hope not at this point. It's big February 2024, innit? I'm never on time. Unless it's a watch-along. If it's a Chelsea watch-along, I'm always on time. I give you lot that at the very least. But, yeah, I am kind of looking forward to this game. Kind of, because I think this is the best we're going to have for a while. After this game, the run's looking a little bit peak. But, I mean, we got an opportunity to build momentum. We've got an opportunity to build and maintain confidence. And I feel like we can do this in this game. This is literally El Sacico. Both fan bases are eyeing up their owners. Both fan bases are eyeing up their manager. Both fan bases just hate where they are right now. Low-key think Palace might have it worse. Actually, it's not even low-key. It's high-key. They've got it way worse than we do. We need to capitalize. Just, can we capitalize? I don't know. Bata, you already know I got rid of my ticket. I ain't going Palace. Fuck that. I'm going cup final. I'm still 50-50 on City and all of that. Although I know I will be up there in City. Whether I just go up and do a watch-along or go up and watch the game is going to be completely different. But I'll figure it out. I'll base it off the Palace game. Don't embarrass us on Monday and we'll see. Either way, I will be at the cup final, though. I'm not missing that for anything. Regardless, I still think we got a little bit of hope in that. A little bit. Warrior asking, what's the hate-alongs? What hate-alongs are we doing? I think I'm going to skip the early kickoff City v Everton, I can't be bothered. That's just going to be a 2-0 minimum. I might do Tottenham Brighton, Liverpool Burnley, and I might do Forest Newcastle. I think we might do that for the hate-alongs. Sunday, I mean, it goes without saying West Ham, Arsenal, Villa, United, done. And yeah, Monday we play. And hopefully we don't embarrass it ourselves. Hopefully. Yeah, this has become my favorite mug. That as well as the fact that I've broken all of the other Chelsea ones. My Champions League one, gone. My Club World Cup one, gone. And I can't find anywhere that sells it. So you know what? Decided to make my own one. Arsenal Tears. It's glorious. Big up to everybody. Who's got my Palace away to go? I think I gave it to Alex, and I think Alex has given it to Brendan. So yeah. I think that's it. Big up to Joey though, big up to Fata, big up to everybody that's locked in. Hope everybody's confident for the game on Monday. Like, the more I looked into Crystal Palace, like, that they're in a really shit position. They sit in 15th, 5 points off the relegation zone. They've only won 3 games since November the 4th. That's in the league, by the way. They got battered 5-0 by Arsenal and 4-1 by Brighton in their last 2 losses. Fans hate the manager and the ownership, although they respectfully just want the manager to leave and everything. Roy Hodgson's got a lot of history with Crystal Palace, but they're in a fucking mess. These guys have won 3 league games since November. Like, I'm glad this game is coming up now, because we fucking need a game like this. This is one of our easiest opportunities for 3 points, and I know I say easy very loosely, because I can't underestimate our ability to absolutely shit the bed. But come on. If we can't win this game, I already don't have hope for the City game. I've got barely any hope for the Carabao Cup final. I'm just trying to wish a result into existence. After that, it's Brentford away, which has always been tricky for us. Brentford in general is tricky for us. Newcastle at home, they'll want revenge from the Cup. And as long as we can beat Leeds, we can move the Arsenal game away. Push that shit away to May, because we know Sky are going to put that for some big run-in Premier League title campaign fixture or something, even though hopefully they've bottled it by then and the game means a lot less than it does in March. Because a March 12:30 kickoff just sounds like a 4-0 waiting to happen, and I can't be bothered for that. But yeah, long story short, we need to fucking win this game. These guys got no Elise, they got no Eze, they've got no Mark Gay, I think, for this game too. If we can't fucking win this game, we are absolutely scrubbed. And I know we're kind of scrubbed already, but like, it's another level of embarrassing if we can't get 3 points. And in convincing fashion in this one too. Not this coach a first half and just ride out the second half to save our lives like we usually do. Man said, drop fucking Galadog. I'd hope so. And Cuckoo needs to be the only change I see in that lineup. Well, one of 2 changes, because we know Badia Shield's been the latest player to pull up with an injury. That one's annoying in itself. You know he's going to be gone for at least a month in itself. And I don't know how long he's going to be out for, but I could estimate a month. Just because it would be typical Chelsea. Hopefully Colwell's back, because I wanted to see Disasi and Badia Shield. I wouldn't mind the Sassy and Colwell as a back two, but like reality Silva's going to come back into the lineup. And we'll have to see how that changes the way we play, because we looked really good in the last match against Villa, especially in terms of the way we press, the way we played out the back and how quickly we did it too. In terms, well, the midfield structure also plays a part, so I need to give Thiago Silva that as well. But I did want to see the Sassy and Badia Shield. And now we can't. Man said announce Mourinho. That's not happening. Time to send Woy to his 5th retirement. I don't even think they're getting rid of him. I saw an article where I think I don't remember the chairman's name to save my life, but there was rumors that he just couldn't find anyone that'd be willing to take the Palace job right now, which I mean says a lot. For it being a London Premier League club, I feel like you could at least find somebody. Take a punt on Graham Potter or something. I don't know. Hey, maybe if we sack Poch, there you go. You can have a manager there. But yeah, I really have confidence for this one. I really do, because if it's not this game, I don't know where we're getting a victory. I just don't. How did I don't even remember. The Club World Cup one I broke time ago. The Champions League one broke a few months ago, I think. Was it a month or two ago? I think it was the start of this year. And I can't find any of them on eBay or anything to save my life. Because everyone else is either keeping theirs or they smashed theirs too. Oh, well. Probably just make more of these. No, it could turn into a brand or something. Who knows? Would you still be potch out if you qualified for Europe this season? It depends on the way we play. You guys are thinking too much in terms of targets now. I'm not even thinking about targets with Poch because we've wasted so much of the season. Regardless of where we finish, I'm going to believe in my mind that we could have done a lot better. So I'm never really going to be satisfied with our league position. But if we get Europe, fair fucking play. You've done well. Say you've done well. You've probably produced a run or two and that's been enough to get us into Europe. That's why I can't say targets. Show me how the team improves. Show me how our structure improves. Show us if we dominate games and if I see improvement in a bunch of individuals. Then I might be potching. It's not just about, I'll get to 6th. Because if I get to 6th, I'm going to think, wow, if you weren't a fucking bozo for half the season, we could have been looking at 4th. Could have been looking at Champions League football. But nah, you had to be an idiot. That's why, it can't be about a target now. It's all about just how the team looks at the end of the season. And then if we want to have this Poch discussion, then we can have it. As of right now, he needs to leave ASAP. Even in spite of that Villa game, that ain't tricking me for anything. Our league form is still 8 goals conceded in our last 2 games. We need to improve that. We've got tougher games coming up, but we've screwed up so many games already this season. Tough shit. You have to go and you have to get me results in those games. It is what it is. I need Chelsea in Europe. And if we get Europe, I'm going to think we could have done a lot better than that. So, I don't know, man. I don't know. Show me how the team looks at the end of the season. We will have a conversation then. Until then, I can't say anything. What was Badiashiel's injury? I forgot. I don't remember the injury, but he pulled up in the Villa game. I think he came off for Gilchrist. Maybe that's why Chukwuemeka got told to sit back down. It's still peak, but yeah. It would have been nice, I know, but maybe it was the Badiashile injury. Either that or Poch is just deep. AC Milan want Potter. Fez. Pulisic's going to be fuming. Should have probably bought some more, in all honesty. Although the only trophy cup that we're going to have coming up is probably going to be the Carabao. And I don't know if I want to get a mug for that. I need to just try and find the Champions League one again. One of them will pop up on eBay or something. Watch out then who... I should just leave this in the ticker at this point. I might as well just put it in the bottom. Flick Lopetegui Mourinho. In fact, 1 second. People ask me this every fucking stream. I'm tired of it. You know what? Where is it? There we go. There we go. Right. Now no one can ask me again. No one asks me again. It is literally on the fucking ticker. And I'm not taking it off now because people ask me this every fucking stream. Every stream. There is 3 managerial options. As of right now. Why do we invest in these injury-prone players? Like, we bought him injured. It is what it is. Like, all we can do is support him. The fact that it was meant to be a bruise, it's either bullshit or it's led to something a lot more serious, which all you can do is support him. All you can do is hope he comes back fit and it hasn't impacted his development too much. It's probably killing someone like Lavia. It is what it is. We just got to hope it doesn't impact his development. We've seen what injuries can do to a player like Chilwell, for example. We just got to hope it doesn't happen to him. Other than that, I don't know what to say. Like, we're all happy when we got Lavia. We understood why we got him. He's just been injured ever since. Are we going to beat the kid up for it? Or... Like, I just don't have anything to say about Lavia. It just is what it is. Get well soon. Get well soon. Don't rush back anything. And let's hope we see you sometime before the end of the season. Like, it was a great 30-minute cameo versus Palace. It was really nice to see all those forward passes, especially after 60 minutes of just Gallagher passing it backwards. But yeah, get well soon, innit? I don't know what to say. I've heard Pochettino say that he doesn't ever do well in his first year at a club. Sounds like trust the process PR to me. I don't think Tottenham fans think 14-15 was a bad season, even by their low standards. I think they finished 5th, had really good football. They made a Carabao Cup final too. So, no, I don't think that's the case. Also, we're just going to use that as an excuse for him failing at PSG. I think he didn't win Ligue 1 in his first season. I know he joined halfway through, but I mean, still, come on. So no, I'm not hearing that. These men just think he's sorry. You are not Maurizio. Maurizio, you suffer for about 6-7 months and then you see some good football. And you already see patterns of it from the first 3 or 4 match days. So no, this is your Maurizio excuse. You are not Maurizio, sir. You can't even lace his boots. Get the fuck out of it. But big up Go AM. Pochinners need to get a fucking clue. They need to get a fucking clue. Groin injury. Okay, that's on Badia Shield. Fair enough. AFCON? No. Sarcasm City's doing it, so I'm gonna hop on there. They've been doing watch-alongs throughout the tournament, so like I'd rather redirect any traffic I can get towards them. So everybody head over to Sarcasm City. I'll go watch it over there too. But yeah, I'm not gonna do one on here. Amorim, I hear it, but like Amorim won't be available right now. So there's no point. We're talking about options for now. The options are now on the ticker. So now no one can ask me about it. If anyone asks me, I'm just going to restart the ticker. Just like that. Drop back up. There you go. There are my options. Thank you. Yeah, that's all. The Lavia injury is just annoying. I won't ever get anyone for being annoyed about it, but I can't be annoyed at the player. It's just, it's an annoying situation. Just got to shrug your shoulders at it. That's all you can do. But yeah, just get well soon to him. Bro, that press conference was fucking unbelievable. And I'm so gassed. I'm so fucking gassed that Vince is gone. Every week I watch the content and I watch the storytelling and the storyline and individual development. You wouldn't have seen this 3 years ago. At all. So yeah, it's really refreshing to see everyone's talking about WWE again. It's crazy. And all you had to do was get rid of Vince. Thank the Lord. I've wanted this guy gone for fucking years. Oh wait, so what time is the AFCON final? Let me check. Eight o'clock. Okay, yeah. I'll redirect. All sorted. Oh, here we go. Enzo Fernandez wants to leave Chelsea and has offered himself to... Do they ever give up? Like, just stop. One day. Is this shit actually true? Please tell me you're bugging. I'm going to check Twitter. Oh, for fuck's sake, man. One day. One fucking day. Without these guys trying to chat shit about Enzo. I swear on my fucking life. Oh, this is ridiculous. The brother did a whole celebration telling you to shut the fuck up and you're still doing it. It's ridiculous. Big up 2-time Chelsea for bringing this up, but fucking hell, man. Who are they going to link him to next? Is it going to be Madrid? Are they going to really take the piss and say Arsenal or something? Fucking hell. The whole agent come out and say this is bullshit. Every source linked to Chelsea has said this is bullshit. I can't be arsed. Oh my days. Hold on, I'm just dropping a tweet. There we go. What the fuck? Big up to Rich Money Makers. I saw you on Hassam's stream. I genuinely believe Hassan stands by everything he says, but it's just everything is based off Tottenham. And like it's not 2016 anymore. Congratulations, he made Tottenham relevant. Now he's washed. If your legacy is making Tottenham relevant, you're already a loser. You're already a loser. How about you do something else? Like, I'm not giving your legacy going and frauding one league on. You got 6 league goals out of Lionel Messi, turning him into fucking Neil Maupay or McTominay or some shit. You think I'm going to back that? Nah, no chance. If your legacy is building up Tottenham to win nothing, your legacy's nothing. Like, what are we doing? Big up Anthony Lafleur. Big up my guy saying, we were linked to Potter at Milan, but those rumours died and our fan base would not want that bum. We were more strongly linked with Conte as one of our possible managers. I did see that. Conte don't give a fuck about anybody's rivalries. He will join either side of the ship. But fair enough. Fair enough. I was going to make a joke about Potter winning home and away against Milan, but I'll leave it. I can't be bothered for Potter prop. Big up my guy Ansi anyway. Hope you guys win Serie A. Hope you guys win Serie A. No timeout. Oh, timeout people for 10 minutes for Enzo. Enzo leaving. No. I don't mind people bringing it up. I don't mind people bringing it up because we can clown them for it. Not the people bringing it up, the sources. We can clown the sources for continuously chatting shit about it, Enzo. I don't mind. I don't mind that. But yeah, don't time out people for bringing it up. It's cool. The same article saying Chelsea would be willing to offer Barcelona 100 million for Frankie de Jong. I did see a source say that Frankie de Jong might actually want to leave Barcelona. Which, I mean, fair enough. I might actually start paying attention to these rumours. I've been ignoring it for the best part of 18 months. Because Frankie de Jong just doesn't want to go. If things have changed, wouldn't be against bringing in Frankie de Jong. Wouldn't be against that. But, yeah, I don't believe it. I don't believe it right now. Big up Chloe. Big up CNAP. Big up everybody in here. Oh yeah, we can't buy Osimhen and de Jong. I know, I hear it. I'm only saying that because still a good player, but I'm not thinking in terms of budget. If I'm thinking in terms of budget, yeah, we can't go for Frankie de Jong. It doesn't make sense anyway. I've got the typical Chelsea farming mindset. Just give me everybody. I'm greedy. I want more. I don't even know if he got his deferred money. That's why I barely believe that article in itself. That guy hasn't wanted to leave for like 2 summer windows. What's changed? Did you get your money? Or have you just given up? And also, why the fuck would you want to join us? Also, I'm not going to ask any questions, but fairs. I still think we're a 2 out of 10 in the club with this idiot in charge, but want to go through Pochkos? I can do. Like, he didn't really say anything that annoyed me this week. Didn't try to lower the standards. Said some stuff about blue cards that I agree with. Like, blue cards make no fucking sense anyway. Spoke about what happens if it's a goalkeeper. I also just think, what happens if you lose a key player and then you got to park the bus every 10 minutes? It just kills the flow of a game. And also, all the reasons for blue cards are just yellow card offenses. Like, why? Why do you even need to do it? Just leave the sport alone. Leave it alone. Stop making weird, unnecessary changes. We don't need it. Nobody ever asked for a blue card. So, fuck that shit off. What else? Said Badiashile was waiting for a scan. Said Jackson started from the left, but football is dynamic. He can play in that place. I don't mind seeing it again with Nkunku and Palmer as a front three potentially. I don't mind. You could have Nkunku in the middle. You could have Palmer on the right. You're playing a 4-4-2 out of possession like we saw in the Villa game. You could have Nkunku and Palmer in the middle. Figure it out. I don't mind. You could have Jackson up top. You could have Jackson on the left. I believe in his development. I know he's going to come good. So, yeah, I'm fine with it. But he didn't say anything that annoyed me. Lavia outs for the Carabao Cup final. Whatever. Is he even eligible for a medal at this point? I'd hope so. I feel bad for him if he couldn't get one. Poch might as well give him his, to be honest. But yeah, he didn't really say anything else other than that. It's just nice not to be annoyed at a press conference. I won't put money on myself feeling the same way after the fucking Palace game, but we'll see. We'll see. Anthony Taylor. What about Anthony Taylor? He's not reffing on Monday, is he? I hope not. What would surprise you if you played really shit against Palace? Nothing surprises me with Chelsea at this point. I feel like losing 4-2 to Wolves was just... I didn't expect to see that. I don't think we're going to see anything else past that. Do I think left winger is a good position for Jackson? I mean, he had a good game. Whether we want to say he's more of a left winger than a forward, you need more games before you get to that conclusion. Right now, it's like he's capable of playing there. He's done it before at Villarreal. We'll see. We'll see. Like, we might play that again. We might play him up top. Regardless, he just has to start. Jackson has to start. But yeah, I think I'm going to send the link out now. I think I'm going to send the link out. Big up to everybody just locked in, though. Hit the like button. Subscribe. All of that shit. Let's see what everyone else is saying. If we have anyone around. Might put the link in the chat later. But if I do again, if you're making your debut, it's got to be camera only. If not, I'll be so real. I'm leaving you backstage. I'm not having any creeps try and do what they did to Lee Gardner and Toe because I can't be bothered for that. Well, I think Matisse as well on this Twitch. Some people just have no shame. But yeah, big up, big up. Hit the like button. Let's try and get to... How many likes do we have? How many likes are we on? 74. 74. Let's get to 150. Let's get to 150. We can get to 150. Also, I think we're most likely redirecting to back again. We're going to be live again at 8 p.m. Me, not Hussam. Me, Monts, and Flawless live with Troops. Cool. Oh, now Twitter wants to bug out. Fucking brilliant. There we go. Yes, what are you telling me? Oh,
what are you saying, man?
There we go. What are you saying, bro? Feeling confident for this one? I feel like it's one of the only few games we can feel confident for.
To be honest, I went to the what's it called, the Villa game. So,
oh, you were at the Villa game?
Yeah, I went half and half. To be honest, with this manager, won't even be. I know Elise's out, right?
But Elise's out, Eze's out, Mark Gay's out.
Oh no, we have to win. I'm sorry, we have to win.
If
we don't win this,
I think we have to win. These guys have 3 fucking wins.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
from the start of November.
Exactly.
We gotta win this one. Just make sure Nkuku's in the lineup. I want to see Nkuku start. Take Gallagher out.
Yep.
You kind of have to put Silva back in the lineup unless Colwell's fit.
Definitely.
That's it. Other than that, I don't want to see any other changes.
Nah, Selhurst Park is compact as shit. I can't lie. The way I saw them run through Liverpool, even though Liverpool won, they absolutely tore Liverpool apart, man. Like, that midfield has to be ready. I'm not even joking. But without Eze and Lise, I'm not going to lie, we have to win. Just 3 points. It might be hard, but 3 points. And at this point, it shouldn't be
It's not
fucking hard.
that difficult.
Yep.
It shouldn't be that difficult. They need
It
points.
really shouldn't.
We
Yep.
need points. I don't expect them to sit back unless they're in a position where they're drawing at half time.
Yeah. I think
Yeah,
you
just
should be back.
don't embarrass ourselves. That's it.
Exactly.
Don't do anything embarrassing. Big up. Bro. How are you feeling for the game tomorrow? Well, Monday.
Go 2-0.
I mean, I'd hope so. Basically, hope so. Oh,
Lewis.
There's no real point going through a lineup either because it's pretty straightforward. There shouldn't be
Yeah,
any
yeah.
other changes.
Exactly.
No other changes.
Honestly, man. Honest. Oh yeah, Lewis.
Yeah.
Yesterday.
Go
Go
on.
ahead.
No, what were you saying?
Yesterday, I came across. All right. I actually never knew about this channel because I'm just too young for that shit. But I came across 100% Chelsea back in the day.
Oh, the OG channel.
Yeah, the OG Chelsea fan TV. Honestly,
What
man.
about?
Honestly, because I'm seeing the vids of just us, how we used to be as a fan base with our standards, comparing it to now with this polish. Fucking hell. Why is everyone calling me monster?
No, I low key see it.
I swear, is it just because I'm black, guys, or like what?
Right, you know what? I might actually put the link in the chat for today. But guys, if you guys are rolling through, you have to have your camera on.
Yeah, big up everyone, bro.
All debutants have to have their camera on. Otherwise, I'm leaving you backstage. I'll be so real with you.
Big up Lewis all the time, man. Big up the panel.
Yeah, big up Mustafa.
Yeah,
What are you
big up.
telling me? What's your thoughts of the game?
Crystal Palace. I mean, like I said, 3 of the best players are out. We should get a win. You know, it's more of a we must, but we won't must. If you know what I'm trying to say. If Pochettino plays the exact same line, in my opinion, we shouldn't change your winning team. Bar Gallagher, I'd say take Gallagher off and put in Kunku in his position. Other than that, I just think you shouldn't change your winning team, and I just think that if he plays how we played against Aston Villa, we should get the win. Simple as.
True Blue Clay, we are in no position to judge anybody, bro. Like, it's calm. It's calm, man. I think any of us are 10-10 models to be judging anybody. Like, come on.
Man.
He's like, all right, they got the camera on. Yes, bro, what are you saying, man?
Hello.
What are you saying, bro? What's your thoughts on the game on Monday? Oh, yeah, bro, switch the stream off in the background, by the way. I think you got a bit of background noise.
Yeah.
Yeah, switch the stream off. You got the stream on in the background. Yeah, switch the stream on. Bro, have you got the stream playing in the background?
Dad, can you hear me?
Yeah. There you go.
Thoughts on the
What are you
game?
saying, bro?
Yeah, I'm right. Thoughts on the game? We should win, but if we don't, it's Chelsea at the end of the day.
I mean, yes.
How close are Bournemouth to it?
I mean, we have to win.
Bournemouth are
We
like 4 or
fucked up
5
so
points
many
behind
games.
us.
No.
That's not too bad.
Yeah,
I mean, we shouldn't even be thinking about that. We should just be trying to open a gap on them and trying to climb up the table. This is the one game coming up that should be a straightforward victory.
Yep.
If it's not this one, then I don't know when we're getting our next victory. In the league, I don't see another one in the international break.
Palace have everyone out, like Olise, too, I think. I'm not sure, but yeah.
And we're coming off a good away win.
Exactly. Yeah, against Villa too. So yeah, let's go for it.
We just can't be taking L's after L's. It's just not on.
Oh, we're used to that at this point. We just need to end it.
Yeah. But
Build a run because we've wasted enough
final.
time this season.
But Lewis, the 4 games I was surprised about is the City, Brighton, and also I didn't think we'd do well. I think we'd lose all them games. I didn't think we'd do well.
I mean, we didn't win, and City, Brighton, we won the Brighton game. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. We didn't win the Arsenal or the City game, so I can't even flex that to a certain point.
The Spurs
Good
one,
performance,
to be
but-
honest, I don't know how we won the Spurs, but it is what it is.
In fact,
No,
don't even bring
Spurs-
up the Arsenal.
Yeah.
What was that, Buddy?
I don't even credit the Arsenal one because let's be honest, we bottled a 2-0 lead. We absolutely dominated them for 70 minutes and then we threw it away. So I'm taking that as a loss more than a win. I mean, a draw.
Come on, man. No. Listen,
Random
bro. You know what it was? We dominated for 75 minutes of the game. You do realize, okay, we did bottle
Yo,
at the end,
Scott,
but we
man,
dominated for that
big
75
up,
minutes
bro,
of the game.
but, thank you for
You
the
understand?
Yeah,
donation.
but what's the point? I know we dominated, but I'm saying I don't rate that as much because we bottled a 2-0 lead. Do you not get it?
Okay,
Like, we bottled
I
it because of
understand.
mistakes
We
as well.
Listen. I understand. I get where you're coming from. We bottled it. Yes, I agree with you. We did bottle that, but we were playing good for 75
Oh, okay,
minutes.
fair enough. If you're saying the performance is good, yeah, fair enough.
I'm talking about the performance. The result, obviously, I was upset with the result as well. Sanchez fucking up, and then obviously Trossard comes, does what he does, and even at the end, they could have even won that game. If they was to win that game, yeah, I'd be like, you know what? Fuck this team and fuck how we played this game because we would have conceded 3 late goals in the last 15 minutes of the game. But I'm saying we dominated for 75% of the game, and if Sanchez didn't make that mistake, I promise you, Arsenal were not scoring. They would keep creating chances, but they would not have scored. I think the first goal that went in, they got their, they got a bit.
They became confident, basically.
Yeah, they gained confidence, and they got the second goal.
I don't want to see Sanchez in the squad. Like, I don't want to see him as a
that
goal.
ball should warm up bench.
Out of nowhere. Like,
that's mad, though. Roman Abramovich, you know.
Yeah, I'll be so real. I might have to change the kick-out rules. It might have to be like 1 kick-out per panelist per week. I think that works out. I just think between that and Fata just endlessly kicking out Steve. I need to cut that.
Do you guys still think Petric will be our first choice goalkeeper?
Yeah, Scott, don't worry. I'm about to change. I'm gonna change.
He better be our starter.
I'm gonna have to do that.
I mean, if he doesn't, then I don't know what's Poch's game plan for not starting Petric every game if he gets to put Sanchez back.
No, he shouldn't as well because Sanchez only just come back from injury and he's not even on the bench.
No.
It's not even that. Petrovic is on form. He's been playing for us for the last games. Even the games that we lost, not one of us can say Petrovic was at fault for that. If anything, ever since we've lost all these other games, we've been saying Petrovic has been our best player on the field. Plus, Sanchez come back from a long injury. He hasn't played any games. He doesn't have that form. We don't know what's going to happen. He might come in and we might be even more shit. Don't forget, Petrovic, his passing has been decent. I'm not saying the best, but his passing has been decent. His saves have been amazing. I think he's first starting to gain a bit of chemistry with the back line. I hope Badiashile is not injured so we can play Badiashile and Dasasi again in our back four. Obviously, Gusto and Chua have to be there. I'm not playing Cole left back again. But you know what I'm trying to say? I think Petrovic should stay, gain more chemistry. He's not young, but for a goalkeeper, I'd say he's in that right age for him to slowly build up on his performances and for him to be even better. Because who knows, if he's playing like this now and he gets even better in the years to come, he could be, a really, really good goalkeeper for us.
True.
Sanchez, I don't think he can kick the ball out for him goal kicks. Petrovic does that way better, in my opinion.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, he don't take the piss with it.
Sanchez just fucking back pass FC, man.
Yeah,
We'll
like
just hold on to it.
Rice goal versus us, it was completely Sanchez's fault.
Oh, that's
not even just that one. Do you remember the penalty?
Yeah.
That
so
came
many.
from that too.
And I think under pressure, Petrovic is better.
Petrovic is far better under pressure, man.
Yeah, I think under pressure, Petrovic is so much calmer. I don't know if you've watched it. Every time they've been trying to press Petrovic as well, he always manages game up. Whether he kicks the ball out, whether he kicks the ball down, whether he manages to pass it to a player, he knows what he has to do.
Oh, see that same today.
My God.
And Petrovic just stays calm whenever he's in goal. He doesn't panic.
Exactly.
But I just feel like Poch is gonna like start playing Sanchez when he's back. I don't know why.
He can't. Why would he?
Because he's a bellend, that's why.
Yeah, exactly. No, exactly.
Why have we lost? Why have we lost games this season where we should have won? Why do we still not have a style of play? Why do we not have proper tactics on the field? Because the manager is a bellend. Finish. End of story.
Yeah. He's a bellend, exactly. And like, I just hope he's Petrovic, man. It's just so fucking annoying. Like, I don't know. You just never know what you're gonna get with Poch. That's the thing.
I just don't get his game tactics sometimes.
Big up Scott, man.
Big up Scott.
Got respawn like
Big up Cenac as well, my guy. Big up, bro.
I hope we can play like we did.
I'm gonna figure out a new rule for that.
Like
You're gonna raise it, or I'm just gonna cap it out. Like
Just raise it, because these kids, man.
No, because it's still inflation, like the cost of living and all
Oh,
of that.
true.
That's the whole reason why we
He
lowered
doesn't
Nah,
want to go the comments.
Like 100 was just straight unfair on everyone. That's why we lowered it down.
Do you know who Petrovic reminds me of?
Who?
Petrovic reminds me of Mendy from the very first season where he was so good.
Oh Christ!
Ooh.
He was perfect in the Champions League run.
No, like I think it's just way too early to do comparisons.
Yeah.
Like, to me,
I just
that
that's how I
Mendy
feel
is
like
different.
I just feel like that.
Yeah,
Like,
fair enough. I know what you mean. But now Sanchez warm that bench up.
You just love seeing like in the MLS product like doing super well already, like from the get-go.
Big up Ravens, my guy. What are you saying, bro?
What's up, Lewis? How you doing, man?
I'm all good.
Dude,
How you been feeling about the season?
Oh, it's dog shit, man. Just dog shit. Honest to God, after United, he should have been fired. I can't believe they let him back after United.
Man, Robin would have fired him. Crazy.
I mean, seriously.
Kept after the Wolves game.
That did it for me. Like, I remember Jimmy was early on this and I gave him credit, but like, I'm more patient. But after that, United was so shit this whole year. This whole year, how bad they've been. And I cannot believe me. I got to ask you though, Lewis, when you're on Hassam's channel, he keeps talking about Aston Villa's players and team, right? I hear all those arguments when I watch him. Have you asked him what Aston Villa was before Emery got there?
I've tried. I've said Aston Villa is my case study on why Poch needs to go.
Yeah,
they're in relegation dogfights with fucking Gerrard. They get Emery. They climb another 20 points, including leapfrogging us in 10th. They get to Europe, and now they're in title talks.
The real question is, why does he still think that Poch is the third best manager in the league?
Yeah,
he's still going to
get arrested for that. Manager. It's the same.
The funny thing is,
the funny thing is, he wouldn't say this if Poch was Liverpool manager.
Exactly.
Like, that's all it is.
Poch was Liverpool manager.
He's our manager. That's why it is.
Now, Lewis, I think he tries to do it to be like, oh yeah, Poch a good manager is because you've got shit players. He's just trying to slander our like players. I mean, the other day he was slandering our midfield. It's like, oh, they're all just overrated. They're all shit. But because of Poch, he's helping you guys here and there, but he can't do it.
That's the real truth. It's too vague for you to actually call people out for it and say that because they're not outright.
11th, man, 11th in February. Like,
and he's still on about.
That's why I hope football karma comes round and he manages Liverpool.
That's what I'm
That's
saying.
all I can ask for.
Yeah,
things have him.
Yeah, that's where I mean, like, I'll be honest with you. I could see us losing to Palace just because of the dumb shit we've done this whole year.
If we lose to Palace, I think
this one I really think is
no. I mean, like,
will take a special fuck up.
Lewis, all common sense said we should win this game going away, right?
I know we're capable of it.
Yeah.
I know we're capable of it.
No, you know what it is?
I'll be honest with you, Jimmy. I used to think that too, but I saw Middlesbrough. That's what scares me.
I can't underestimate everything, though. Anything. I can't underestimate a single
thing.
As soon as they came,
Palace don't have Eze, they don't have Olise, they don't have.
Yeah.
Jimmy, Middlesbrough had 14 players injured.
Yeah, but nah.
No,
you see,
but even with their 14 players,
that's my fear right there.
I was going to say,
remember 17-18 when we lost to that winless, pointless Palace side.
Yeah, even Lewis.
We
last year we lost
capable
to
of
bottom Southampton.
No.
Nah.
Like, I got PTSD with this team right now for the last 2 years or 2 seasons. I want to say.
Early opening day that year.
Oh.
Wait, do you guys think that Poch is gonna like bench Madueke for Sterling after that performance?
He probably will.
Sure, why not?
It's like, what the fuck, dude? He doesn't get it, and he's talking about,
I'm fully expecting I'm fully expecting the team to be exactly the same outside of Silva and Sterling.
Yeah.
I actually have a feeling he's going to play Sterling.
He will.
Yeah,
I already know he will.
And the thing is, you can. I like I said, I wouldn't change any players, bar take Gallagher out, put in Kunku.
You have to play Sterling. Silva.
Yeah, sorry, but yeah, because I think Badiashile is injured. I said if he wasn't injured, then there would have been a conversation for that as well. But I think you can change those players, but you can still play the same way. I think he's just gonna press Enzo back as that second striker and leave Caicedo on his ones. That's the problem that I have with him as well.
Leaves them isolated all the time. Yeah, the last game. And
I don't think he's gonna do that. Even I don't think he's that.
You know what he said today? He's like, "Oh, Jackson's better at striker than left wing," and you see his
said the opposite
at left wing.
He is better at striker than left wing. He is.
But I feel like he's been performing, well whenever he's
better
playing.
at striker than left wing.
It's just been one game. This is the
Yeah.
Like,
I said this after the Villa game. He might be, for all we know, he might be a better winger than a striker. The problem is the sample size is like 3 games, and he's had one good game there, and we can't see him there anymore because the only dude we've got that can play striker is Nkunku. Outside of that, there's no one else.
I wouldn't play him there, and I even wouldn't play him there if you want me to be honest.
I thought he said something about the likes of he plays better with the ball in front of him.
Oh, he does,
with his back to go.
Most of
that kind of makes sense.
Most of our attackers do.
Yeah, but I don't know, man.
I had no quote again. I thought he said that he's better at striker. Okay, never mind. But yeah,
he said he did say he can play left wing.
Right now, if he plays on the wing again and he has another good game, maybe. But like as of right now, we've only seen him at strike. He's looked good at strike. Obviously, there's areas of improvement in his game, but for his first season, he's been doing well. So I can't say he's better on the wing. He's just had a good game on the wing.
Yeah, I think Jackson honestly is the least of our worries, basically. Like
Jackson needs to go to striker.
Yeah. On the wing. No, I agree, Jimmy. That's what common sense would tell you to do. But do you have faith in Poch to do this?
And he don't have to play wide out on the wing. He can play inverted.
Like we said, the left forward instead of a winger as a left forward.
He can play the solid role. Yeah, he can. Yeah.
Not inverted, but you know what I mean,
left forward basically instead of winger.
Kind of drifts out wide, kind of thing.
Yeah, between him, Palmer, and Nkunku, you could have all 3 of them drifting in between the 3.
Interchangeable, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Lewis, would you prefer the same lineup, but Gallagher not playing?
Yeah, Gallagher off and Nkunku on. Obviously, you're gonna have to put Silva back into the lineup unless Colwell's fit. Even then, I think
I'll be real. Even if he's fit, I'm not throwing him back in again. I'm not doing that nonsense that we keep doing.
Do you think he's going to give Mudryk a chance?
Yeah, like I think it's more ideal than what's actually makes sense.
I wouldn't Mudryk's going on loan.
He's not going to play. I thought Colwell came off the injury report or whatever they had.
He did. I'm still not playing him.
Yeah,
thing is, I think Todd Boehly just doesn't care about buying. Doesn't care. He just cares about buying the players. And how much money he thinks they're going to play. He thinks they're going to play good just because they played in a different league.
Yeah, but you know what it is? Let me be honest. The players that we have, you could handpick a few that are shit. Otherwise, when you're talking about Enzo, Caicedo, Badiashile, Desasi, in my opinion, I think these men are good players. I think Malo Gusto's a perfect player for us.
Malo Gusto
has been one of our best signings this season.
Bro, I think Gusto learned from Reece James more, I think.
And he's young. Don't forget, he's a young versatile right back as well. So he's been playing. Okay, there's been games where not only he's been shit, the whole team's been shit. So he's also been shit with them, if you know what I'm saying. But Gusto's been a perfect signing. We got him for what, 30, 40 million?
No,
and he's young. We can only get better from here. And then plus we've got the Enzo Caicedo. We saw that Enzo free kick the other day. We saw how Caicedo Enzo were playing against Aston Villa when they haven't lost 30 games in at their home ground. Barring the loss that they had before us. Yeah. And then these were bossing the midfield. These are players that need a perfect coach to play them exactly where they should be played. And then they will play. They can show you the talent because the talent's there. You're not paying 100+ million for no one. We clearly can see the talent because if Liverpool had Caicedo, they would be miles better than they are now. If
I went to my fan camp yesterday.
Different story.
They played the best football when Poch is on the verge of getting sacked.
Man's got that Ollie gene.
Yeah, you know what it is? It's because I think the match-going fans before they went in the game were also screaming at his face. You know what? We want you out the club as well. And then he actually kind of felt the pressure.
I think that was
Online,
the fans. I think
even
that was
You
online,
getting
and
sacked
everything as
in the
well, but-
morning.
Yeah,
I would have
yes.
hoped it was Chelsea fans, but no. They're too busy going at Bowley to worry about Poch.
No, they're too busy chanting Chelsea for the fucking game, Lewis.
I don't mind that.
But
if you want to go at Bowley, go at everybody.
No, they were singing Roman Abramovich as well at the start.
But I'm saying, this is my biggest beef with
that. Roman, they can chant Abramovich whether Bowley's in charge or not. I don't care about that. That's fine.
The Bowley chant doesn't even matter. He can't sell the team for 10 years. None of this. Like,
it's in the contract.
Exactly.
It's in the contract.
Go after Win Stanley, go after Stewart if we want to.
Yeah,
really
no, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
Like Bowley has some blood on his hands, like the whole board does. But it's like at this point, like, what am I gonna say? Bowley out? It doesn't matter, man. He's not going anywhere for 10 years.
See what Bowley's trying to do? He's just giving the project to idiots. That's what it really is.
But, I mean, I will say, like,
the thing is,
my big thing with him is like he basically, the one thing I'll give him like kind of a pass is, if you look at our situation, right? This is what all the rivals and everyone banter about, like how we spent $1 billion and stuff. Dude, we were sanctioned before a takeover. That's never happened before to any team in the history of the Prem.
Yeah.
So, like, if you look at our first window, we were a month behind. And not to mention, Bowley had asked Mourinho and some of those other executives to stay. A lot of them just didn't want to stay.
Exactly.
So it's like we're getting like people are talking about $1 billion spent. Like 200 or 300 was with Bowley trying to play, director of football. That's like I can't blame him for trying to keep us competitive that summer, right? Like it's not his fault the UK government decided not to sell the team until a month into the transfer window. That's just life.
Right. And
they're not giving it to Saudi, they're giving it to the American owners.
Yeah, it's not like that's like the mitigating circumstances that nobody really wants to talk about. Like, don't get me wrong, there's been mistakes made along the way. But even like the whole Tuchel, the new manager, all that stuff is literally, if you look, it's just because it was a convoluted mess to begin with for that first 4 to 5 months of how have you ever seen a team lose an entire basically hierarchy within 5 months?
But that was the thingy's fault. They kicked everyone out. They shouldn't have.
No,
that's
but
the first mistake they made.
Yeah,
that's the first mistake they made.
They didn't kick everyone out, but they did make a mistake.
Yeah,
but not everyone, but most
Marina
of the
they didn't kick anyone out. Actually, they didn't kick anyone out. Everyone left of their own accord.
Chose to leave.
Yeah, there's a lot. It's not as simple as saying like he just kicked. I hear so many streams where they're like, "Oh, they just got rid of everybody." Dude, they asked.
It's a narrative. It's a very easy narrative. The media is full of narratives when you really look deep into context and the situational problems. You see it. It's very easy. Everything is narrative based, like Crystal Palace being like home club and everything. That's why
and then they'll leave in the Barcelona.
With Chelsea, all the Gallagher prop, so they can also indirectly single out Enzo and Caicedo.
Yeah,
cost
I'll give you an example.
250 million, have done nothing.
Lewis, how do we go from we were about to be liquidated, right? Remember that? Literally 2 years ago, we were about to be liquidated at this same time, and now all of a sudden we spent $1 billion and we have FFP. How does that make sense? How do we go that's where the media drives me crazy. Like you can't tell me one hand, oh, your club's about to be liquidated, and the next hand we're spending so much money that we're about FFP. Like, where's the lies? What happened there? Like you telling me we just got money printing left and right now?
Yeah, exactly.
All it says, see you in the same situation as us, the EFP, how they've been doing it as well.
Yeah, no, I think someone brought it up. Nobody knows exactly the FFP
I didn't want to come to the stream, but I guess I had to.
Nice to see you too, Alex.
Yeah, always. But since you open the chat, so a lot of people just start shitting about it, and all of a sudden that fish gold, how you say it, the memory of the goldfish. Can you tell me, Ravens 58? Can you tell me chronologically what happened the summer the transfer that would get turned over, please?
I believe
You believe or you saying?
No. This is all I'm trying to do this from memory. What I'm saying is we were, I believe, around March we got sanctioned, so then we got put into some kind of, I don't want to say, it's like a tentative terms where we couldn't use credit cards, we couldn't make payments within the club.
Yeah.
And then I believe we went through the process and we got bought completely. Everything was done end of June, where Bowley was selected.
Mm-hmm.
And then from
Don't
there,
forget, also all the debts were cleared when Roman left.
The June was the transfer of the power, the last paperwork, right?
End
What
of
did
June,
what did happen when the final three prospects are selected? Because they given 2 weeks, and the three owners that three, how you said,
candidates.
3 people that
Candidates.
were candidates. What do you think that Bowler should have done in 2 weeks when that thing happened? Since then until June.
I have no idea. He's probably putting it
No
together.
idea.
Back from himself.
Okay, so I understand what you're saying. So you think that he's like, oh, maybe I'll get it, maybe I don't, maybe I'll get it, maybe I don't, right?
No,
you
I'm
think
sure
that's
he's
so
reaching out. No,
so
sorry.
he
I'm
would.
saying he's reaching out probably to different candidates, but as far as like what he could do within the team, I don't think there's anything he could have done.
What do you mean? He couldn't find the football director then?
Well, technically, he can't hire somebody if there's still somebody.
I'm not saying hire. I'm not saying hire.
Then have
By
someone
the
in
time,
place.
if you get somebody needs to talk. When Pochettino was not Chelsea manager, he was free agent until the summer, right?
Right.
When Frank, why people get it on Pochettino for not doing the work before he got the full-time job? So why I'm asking, why Todd Bowley or group didn't do their job before the actual transfer window came through?
I mean, I couldn't tell you. Do you think he
No. You couldn't tell me, but you said. But the reason I'm here and finish building my pergola is because you said, "Oh, let's give him some slack," because they only came in the June and they came like with the pants down.
Alex, I said for that summer. Like I have issues with them hiring Poch, their current sporting directors. That's all within that realm. But that summer, I can't expect them to come in. Basically, they're taking over $1 billion football club, and you're telling me like within 2 months of a transfer window, make all these corrections. Like, I'm sure there's mistakes. I'm not saying they should have gotten rid of Tuchel. There's other things. But to be like completely like, oh, hey, we just bought the team. Now we're just going to do this, this, and this. And in their defense, like I said, they did ask several board members to stay on, but they chose not to.
Which ones, by the way? That's the next thing that said. Marina left or she got fired?
She left.
She left.
I didn't ask you nothing.
No, I'm saying she left. I believe Woodward left. And the one I'm not sure about is Czech.
Woodward left exactly the same thing. The reason why Marina left is because of the bonuses. If she gets severance package, that's why she left. What's his name? Peter Cech left after Marina left because there's no football director. He's supposed to work under Todd Bowley, right? Because he assumed the role when he came and Marina left because of the severance package. Peter Cech decided to leave due to what's his name?
Marina leaving.
No,
Marina left, and now he's gonna have to work under the Todd Bowley. I'm not saying there is something that is suspicious, but when your first appearances in the public of Todd Bowley, we are having concerns, but we're willing to give him time, right? Yes. And that's my point of view. Stop bringing back the situations that never happened. It's never happened. We should be prepared. For example, when you're saying that, how can you again be prepared by taking $4 billion company? Easy. You have to be prepared. It's not freaking buying a car on the used lot.
But
you see what I'm saying?
No. I agree with what you're saying, but you don't think there's a transition period that happens. Most of these sales of teams don't necessarily occur right when the transfer window is happening.
Exactly, but you're not saying that this is the reason why we had the issues. For example, with specific. It's been how long it's been there since then?
No, Alex, I'm specific to that summer.
But we are 2 years later.
I know, but that summer is having a direct effect. I'm just talking about if you look at our
process. Okay. Sorry. Before I've got to go build my finish building my pergola, because that's a freaking stress relief. What do you think you're supposed to do? Or how long you're gonna give him time and finally tell him, you know what? That summer, okay, you fucked up that summer. Let's not bring that shit again. How long it needs to take, in your perspective?
No, my thing is, I think he needs to do a clearance this year, like this summer. He needs to have a review.
Oh my God. The clearance of the summer, the first year, was not enough for you. What? We fired the kitchen ladies.
Alex, I'm not talking clear all players and stuff. We need to do a review of the board and all the structure of of the club. You can clearly see there's like a mess going on.
But you just brought up exactly the point I'm here. If this situation is the reason, it's been 2 years. By the way, we fired what's his name? The original sporting director left. Remember Vivel?
Yes.
So you saying we need to do another clear thing?
No. We need to do a review of what's going on. Why is it we have all these 3 different sporting directors, quote unquote, right now? We have a manager that's under pressure. We have a club or a team that people have complained they don't have experience or have other issues. At 11th, you have to do a complete review.
I'm completely lost. What kind of review? Or you just said we need to clear out?
No. A review of our structure, the people that are in charge, and what each person's doing.
So what do you think we should do to get this team better?
Alex, let me ask you something.
The question is
here, point blank. Who is our sporting director right now?
Winsley and another one. What's his name? Weinstein or whatever.
Stanley and Stewart.
Stanley Stewart, yeah.
Right. But do you think they've done a good job?
I don't know who the fuck hired them.
Right, but what can we do with who hired them? That's what I'm trying to tell you.
But no, the reason why I hear you're saying it's not that Bowley's fault because you're giving excuses from first summer.
No,
that's why I'm here.
Alex, the first summer I said I gave Bowley a pass. But
yes,
going
so
forward,
did I.
Yeah, but going forward since then, I even said in the stream, Bowley has some blood on his hands too. This, like, whatever we're doing, it seems like we're trying to do 3 different things at once. And that is why we're in the current predicament we're in. The players we're buying, the multi-club model, all of this stuff is happening.
My confusion is with you specifically is because how many transfer windows we had since the transfer of the power? 2 summers, right? I count summers.
Yes.
2 summers, right? So the first summer was mistake.
Yes.
When Vivel came, okay, they fixed that, right? Now it's the second summer. The new manager, the new what's the name? Stewardship.
Director.
They're same shit, different sideways. What I'm saying is, what do we do? What we review and review on what? Because we're actually the same point. The first board and the first manager got fired for the same shit we in now.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
And the owners hired the board and the manager second year. So you said the reason why I'm pissed off is because I understand give him the pass for first year, but after the second year, it's enough passes.
No, Alex, I think we agree on the same thing. I'm literally saying I want a full review of everything that's going on. Who hired Poch?
On who? Oh, you don't know who hired Poch?
No, the board itself. I don't know if Bowley Egbali hired. Like, does any of us know who hired Poch? We assume it's a board decision, correct?
Stanley and Stewart.
Yeah. Right. So
they are also on the board with what's his name? With the third one that left.
Joe Shields? No, not Joe Shields. Vivel.
Is there somebody else too? I thought there was another fourth.
No, there's basically 4 guys that
make
up the decision.
Vivel left due to exactly overpowered by Todd Bowley, the vote that was on Pochettino hiring. He did not want Pochettino to be hired.
He wanted Nagelsmann, right? Was that what the talk? Or
I don't know who he wanted, but
reportedly
he left because of Pochettino.
And other reasons.
Yeah, well, there's a couple of, but the thing is, the reason why I'm bringing Vivel, because Vivel quit his job for Todd Bowley. Do you understand that?
Yeah.
He quit his job because Todd Bowley convinced him, and then when he was in this freaking thing, he got overpowered by the freaking Todd Bowley saying no, and he said, we're gonna run the way you want to run, and he switched the jobs. Then, when the job was actually to correct the mistakes, by the way, he did not want what's his name? What the other one, the Potter, to come in. He did not wanted him. So
he wasn't here. He wasn't here when we hired.
Yeah, I thought he came like.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. But here's the thing, key thing, Scott. Remember, before Vivel quit his job, he did talk to Todd Bowley. Because why would he quit his job without knowing that he got another one?
He hasn't got another one, by the way.
The what?
He hasn't got another one. He's not in a job.
No, I think Alex is talking about before he came to Chelsea.
Before he came to Chelsea, Todd Bowley talked to him when he was employee in Leipzig. That's what I'm saying. So when you do go to the job, like Todd Bowley was gonna assume that he gets the job, he needed to start preparing. And I don't want to give him a slack on that because I give him the first year of slack.
Right, I'm
no
not
more
disagreeing
slack
with you there.
But we didn't speak to Vivell until after we'd hired Potter. I think if that's the point you're making, he was after we got Potter. Months
that's
actually after we got Potter.
Actually, no. There's the if you're gonna go in the chronological way, there's a summer when we wanted Edwards, and Edwards said, "No, I'm not coming off my sabbatical." They went for Vivell.
No, they
Vivell was not okay. But anyway, I want the same pressure that you give to Pochettino. I want the same pressure, not only on Todd Bowley, on everybody, and stop and not give.
I think we
stop
agree with
giving.
you.
I'm gonna go finish my pergola. I want you to stop saying. I want you to stop saying just one thing and blame one specifically thing, because it's most of them, and they the one at the end that chooses. At the end, who gonna fire Pochettino? Who? Me? I fire different way people. That's a different way. But for Pochettino to be left, somebody's gonna have to lose their job on top too, because that's a second mistake that ownership did. The ownership chooses the group that chooses the manager, right? The ownership chooses the group that chooses the manager. By the way, didn't we have a report recently in the winter transfer window that what's the name? There's the split in the boardroom between fire and hire Pochettino, and Todd Bowley came and overrun them and says no, Pochettino stays.
I haven't heard about Todd Bowley.
We heard from Felix that Igbali wants him gone, but
I was going to say, what's been reported is that there is a split. It's not that someone's overruled; it's just that there's a split, and that's why he's not been sacked. It's because there's just not everyone agrees. We've had this discussion before, Alex, on a stream. This is the issue with having a consortium instead of having one owner. This is what you get. Everyone has to agree to a decision, which is a problem when you're in a situation like this, which is where we've had the discussion where come the summer going forward, I don't care who the fuck it is, whether it's Igbali, Bowley, or someone else, that V's dude before he dies, because he's about 90, like one person needs to have a voice. I don't care who it is. Just one person needs to have the voice. Igbali can be if it's Bowley, then Igbali can advise him. He can be the Piet de Vries of this kind of era of Chelsea, but he doesn't have any say in the final say. It's Bowley. Or if it's the other way around, then cool. Just someone
Wait, Scott, when you mean by voice, do you mean like they make the final decision? Because
no, so basically, right? So, okay, so in when
what you see is here is gonna be a therapy session. So
when Roman was in charge, right, so he had the final.
Jimmy, you can come and yell at. You can come and yell at them for me, Jimmy. Later.
Big up, brother. Take care, man.
Going back to Roman's time, right? He had his advisors. So Piet de Vries was the main one. He was Roman's advisor for years, as well as being a scout. These guys would obviously give their input. Same with Marina, same with Czech when he was here, same with all these guys. They'd have their input. But at the end of the day, it didn't matter because Roman made the final say. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying if Igbali's going to be that role, then cool. Or if Bowley's going to be that role, then cool. But at the end of the day, even if they say, in this situation, right, say Bowley is the second and it's Igbali's decision is final, Bowley can say, I think we should keep him. If Igbali decides he needs to go, then he needs to go. Same way, other way around. If Igbali thinks he needs to go, but Bowley thinks he needs to stay, then he needs to stay. Because at the end of the day, it should be one person having the say. Because otherwise, you're getting it's like a fucking jury.
But
it's like
as
a democracy.
Far as I'm aware, I could be mistaken. As far as I'm aware, that's how they got Poch to begin with. How they got Poch to begin with is the board decided Poch is the guy. They then had the final sign off and looked at all their findings and said, you know what, we're gonna go with you guys. I trust you guys. Let's get Poch. That's how it worked. So I would have assumed if you're going to sack Poch, it's going to be the same way round. The board or the ones underneath will have to come to a decision. We have to get rid of Poch. Then they present all that information to the owners, and the owners make a final decision: sack or keep. That's how it should work. That's the chain of command. If it's a case where they haven't presented that to the owners, or the owners are not sacking Poch, it's because there are people, whether it's with Staley on one side of it or and Stewart on the other side, that disagree with the firing of Poch. And so you can't, the owners are like, give a bit more time because they're a bit more undecided. But
also, I was going to say, these guys that are in charge, when they were first brought over from Brighton, Monaco and stuff, did any of them, I can't remember if any of them actually were experienced as a sporting director. Like, I know one was like a lead scout at Brighton. Okay.
I don't know about Winstanley. I know Stewart was. I don't know about Winstanley.
But like, that's again goes to my problem of like, we have like 4 people, but like, have they done anything at this level, like to be the director?
Of that, I'm gonna be real, bro. I'm not too sure.
Like,
I have to be honest, I'm not too sure.
Right. This is what I'm saying when I say like, when we need to review what the hell we're doing, because it seems like we're going in like 4 different directions. Like
Winstanley was a performance manager for Wigan in 2003 to 08, a match analyst at Derby from 08-09 to 2015, Brighton head of scouting from 2015 to 2023, and then joined us.
Cool. So he was just head of scouting. Cool.
Yeah.
So he
head of recruitment.
He's sporting director with us now.
So like, how is he qualified to all of a sudden be a quote unquote sporting director at our level? Like, to go from Brighton head scouting, not director.
They probably saw all the young gems that they were getting, and they wanted us to get that. That was how it was marketed.
No, that's fine though. But I've said this before.
I didn't mind it either.
That's fine if he's going to be the head of scouting at Chelsea in terms of he'll collate all the scouting reports, he'll send the scouts out to this place and that place. That's cool. But at the end of the day, he then gives that list of targets to a sporting director, a director of football, a chief football officer, whatever title you want to use, and they're the one who make the final decision on the signings, the manager, etc. Like someone in the chat said it, Milo said it earlier. Like if you're going to continue with this consortium thing, what they need to do, ideally, is you just get someone in. You get someone in who, like Vivell was, right? Excuse me. You get someone in who is going to be the chief football officer, director of whatever, and you say, okay, you're in charge in terms of, we'll take a step back, but you're in charge in terms of you pick the manager, you pick the staff, the play, and if it goes wrong, it's your head. Like, they have the power, basically.
Yeah,
like, we'll give you the money for the signings and for this, that, and the other. If it goes wrong, you're fucked. It will be on you. I
completely agree with you, Scott. That's what I'm saying. Even now,
like, maybe it's just now is way too early to get to that conclusion with these players.
Yeah, when Alex.
Plus, to me, coaching is still such a big problem with us. I cannot come to a conclusion on nearly any of them except Mudryk right now, because Mudryk just hasn't lifted the bar at all.
What we need
is when we fire Poch, right? Alex is right. There should be a discussion.
Let them do their job, and we'll be back to the top once again and go compete on all fronts.
If what?
And we need an elite sporting director and an elite manager to compete on all fronts once again, and let Todd Bowley do their jobs.
Right now, it's got to be a new manager first. Alex is right. Someone's head does have to roll with Pochettino. I just can't really tell you who right now.
I get it, but I get it, but it's kind of like, number one, what did we want from these directors, and what are they not performing at? Because I know what I wanted from Poch, and Poch is sitting in 11th. That's clear as day. He's not coaching.
Well, right now, my problem is the manager identification.
Okay, wait, so
they only hired one manager, or technically, excluded the.
Potter was a bad decision, but I don't know if they were here for that, though, so I can't judge that. Pochettino's been an awful decision, especially the time that you
the directors. The directors only recruited.
Been a terrible decision, and that's my biggest problem. The problem is the manager ID.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay,
I don't know what you guys have been talking about. I've been working, but I've been
for
muted.
me, the directors only, or in terms of permanent coaches, they've only recruited Pochettino. They didn't recruit Graham Potter because Graham Potter was before their time. Lampard and the other Donny was interim coaches to the end of the season. So the really only permanent coach that they've chosen is Pochettino, right? They were in charge of what? In charge of the transfer window in both January and January. I don't know when they came in January, but January and the summer. in, and they were in charge of a clear out, which they've done. So on their part, I see where they made mistakes, but they brought a lot of young players with a lot of potential, and it's very difficult to then turn around and say and judge them accordingly.
But I'm
to that.
not critical of them with the players. I'm critical with them of the manager.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm saying.
It's
That's
like
what
I
I'm
said,
saying.
their talent ID
They have
is.
to be responsible for that regardless. The players,
I agree.
Like, you can talk
I
about
don't
the
think
lack
they
of
should have hired
experience, but
much.
the striker
I don't
and
understand
whatnot.
why people are going after them. Not you guys, but like in general, like for the players, because this team on paper is really good. It's really talented. Give Pep this team, and he'll do wonders. Like it's only the manager thing that they fucked up on, and they're trying to go after Poch because of his young experience in Spurs, and that's
so going
it.
forward,
He was working well with young
as
players.
soon as a coach flops by any rate, someone's head's got to roll. Is this what we're going to do?
Yeah,
as soon as the coach flops, we have to. One of the directors has to go with them.
But I think that's
No, they have to go because they've been dog shit at their role.
Yeah, we're talking.
They only
11th
messed up on
again.
the coaching. That's it. Not the players. The players are good. Besides, maybe you can't say anything right now with Mudryk. Besides that, they've been spot on with everyone else. Badic was in bad form, but let's not act like he wasn't good under Potter. Let's not act like that. It's only
You
the
look at
manager.
the Dodgers. They've had all the talent in there. They have Freddie Freeman.
Nothing wrong with this squad. Only thing wrong with this squad is the manager. Everybody, you put too many young players. Shut up. That's what you do in a fucking building process. You buy young players.
No, exactly. Yeah, that's what I'm
I
saying.
don't know what the fuck people thinking. There's too many young players. You mean too many young players for the project you're starting? No, that's what you do. It's going to be mostly young players with a few older players. Just a few. You don't need a mix of both. No, you don't. Mostly young and some older. And you take the young ones and they mesh and they grow and they take growing pains together. That's how a process goes.
I think we need maybe
Not
one.
half and half. Half and half ain't doing shit,
Not
but
half
leaving
half.
you spinning in a circle. It don't needs to be balanced. It's not balanced. A project, when you bring in something from an infant stage, is not going to be balanced. You don't.
Yeah.
It's not a balanced squad.
The way that we play.
If you're young, you don't have a young balanced squad. That doesn't make sense. That's an oxymoron. I have a young balanced squad. It's a fucking oxymoron. If it's a young squad, it's going to be mostly young players.
Yeah, Jimmy, I wholeheartedly agree with you. I just think we need maybe 2 or 3 more experienced guys.
No, the 2 or 3 we had should be playing better.
Yes,
Silva,
that too.
if fucking Sterling was playing better, we wouldn't be crying for more. We have enough.
But they're not, though. That's the thing. So
We have enough, so you don't need more.
Need is a striker and a left back.
Look at the 2 taxes you put on. You put on the tax that the 2 veterans we're relying on ain't been shit. Silva and Sterling. Those are 2 vets, and we really rely on them. And Chilwell. Fuck that. We're not leaving out Chilwell.
Yeah.
And Chilwell has been shit. Then on top of that, our manager has been shit. So you want young players to thrive under leadership that's shit from the manager and leadership that's shit from the veteran players. No, this is a young team and a project, and I get it. The problem is our older players have not been playing how they should have been, and our manager has not been managing how it should be. But y'all want to throw it on to the young players. I'm not buying that.
I'm not.
Fuck out of here.
Yeah, it's the
Oh,
manager.
you need a balance. It don't. That's dumb. That's dumb. I'm sorry. I'm not saying you are dumb for saying that, but that's dumb to say. You cannot have a young team that's balanced. If it's a young team, it's already not balanced. It's not balanced. From it's a young team, it's not balanced.
No, yeah, it's potential. Yeah.
It's a young team. It's a project. It's the same shit Arsenal did a few years ago, except they didn't go and buy their young players. Most of their young players was no, they did they bought Odegaard.
They bought Ben White. They bought fucking.
They bought a few of them, but a lot of them was already there, and they let their young players play together
grow.
Go through growing pains together, mesh together. Saliba was doing his growing pains over in France.
Yep.
He should have been playing, but Arteta didn't recognize him. That's how good enough he was. And he got lucky that Saliba was willing to come back. Because if he wasn't willing to come back, they would have been fucked.
But Jimmy, do you think that we should get maybe a few more experienced guys this summer, though? Like maybe 2 more, especially with
here's the problem.
If you go back game by game, because this is what pisses me off. I don't like people who watch some of our games. Because if you're not a Chelsea fan, you don't watch every Chelsea game.
Mm-hmm.
You don't watch a Chelsea game, and you don't watch every Chelsea game. I watch every Chelsea game. If you go game by game, you can legitimately point to specific games that the manager blew. That's nothing to do with age, none of that. With the games where, fuck our age, our team was clearly better than the team across the fucking across from us. Clearly better. From the Forests to the Bortman and all those teams. Fuck are we talking about here? What are we talking about here?
And like with young
Wimbledon and Preston and all those teams, we struggled against those teams. That ain't got nothing to do with no fucking age. What age got to do with that? Why we coming up with these bullshit excuses? Nah, bro.
That's why we dropped so many points on time.
Honestly, you can't even put all the blame on them for getting Pochettino because the coaching market was really bad last summer, and they couldn't really get anyone. Who else is out there with the mentality?
You can 100% put blame on them. No, you can 100%. It's gone horribly.
Nah, you can blame them for
I mean,
hiring.
look,
They hired him.
are you guys saying did you guys want to
I get what people are saying when it comes to like hiring Poch and yeah, they should have responsibility. They should take some heat for that, right? Because Poch has ultimately flopped, etc. But
even my bad. Yeah.
I think the owners, the directors pretty much have been working at Chelsea technically for almost around a year now. Ultimately, yes, they made mistakes here and there, but I don't think what they've done is worthy enough to be sacked. Personally, if they get another coach and he flops,
sack who?
Fair enough.
The owners?
No, disagree.
The directors like not Vivel.
Oh, I don't give a fuck if they sack that shit is over.
No, they need to go. They need to go. They failed.
If people are putting heat on Bowley and Ekbali and these man for running a club for 2 years. And results why they finished 11th. We finished
as fans. Fans, to me, I think fans be mad disingenuous when they be pretending like they know who's good directors and who's not. I don't know who the fuck. People like these names. Most of these names, y'all niggas be throwing. I don't know these fucking people, and they be like, "Oh, he was at this club, at that club." Like, okay, who gives a fuck? Like, who cares? Because if you bring a director in and your team is winning, then all of a sudden he's a good director. If your team is losing, if we would have brought in Michael Edwards and he brought in these same players and we was losing, y'all would say he's a shit director. So to me, I don't really.
No, I
that's
wouldn't.
Too high up the table for me. Like
Jimmy,
that's
you
too
just
high
said
up the
potential.
table.
It's
Like,
a
I
young
don't know.
team.
I don't know who the fuck is a good director.
It's a young team.
A good director.
Really bad, then
for me, you could tell over time. You could tell in the first year, it's difficult to say. But over time, you can tell because you can look at the Man United as a perfect situation, and you can say Ed Woodward wasn't a good director based on the fact that their results on the field and the managers that they chose have ultimately flopped. You could say over time that it's been poor, but the first year is difficult to say because I wanted these directors to clear out a lot of the squad. They did that. I wanted them to have a squad that we bought good players in, good young players. We ended up getting Nkunku, Cole Palmer, Gusto, etc. And I think these are good players.
Now everybody.
I'm not going to put that. I'm not good. I know that they picked Poch, and for me, I didn't want Poch in the beginning, like prior to him arriving. They chose.
You complain about Red Bull style. Nobody wants the Red Bull model. Ain't that what Radnick built?
Yeah.
So why the fuck everybody say you're turning our club into Red Bull? And now I see people saying they want Radnick. What the fuck? He's gonna turn our club into Blue Bull?
No, the criticism of that. Look, I'm only speaking for them. The criticism of that, and play devil's advocate, is that they're looking at our club and they think that the owners are trying to turn us into a selling club. We develop young players, we sell it for high profit.
Man, whoever said that is fucking
nobody
stupid.
trophies.
We just spent
That's
$1
how they
billion
look
on players. I mean, where's the evidence we turned into a
exactly.
selling club? There's literally no evidence of that.
Yeah.
I
If
wouldn't
we're
say
selling
devil's
club,
advocate.
we don't
No
have
evidence.
105 million.
No evidence. It's just content creators. So one of them said it, and then all of them started saying it. Who have we sold? How we a selling club?
No, as in, like, they're looking at it and they're seeing guys that were buying Brazilian youngsters, these youngsters, and
What
we're going
does
to develop
that?
them, send them out on loan.
We've sold none of them.
I know it's only been a year, to be fair, but
So how are we a selling club?
because the Red Bull, okay, so these guys that have worked in some of these clubs, so like the Monacos and the Brightons, etc., they've done those exact, or they've done partly those exact same models, and they're seeing the
So
blueprints.
what
of
has
that, and
this
they're
fan
saying,
base
okay,
been
that's what
bitching
we're
about?
going
We
down.
pay too much for players, right?
Sorry?
Oh my gosh, if we could just put together directors who can pick out those gems. Now y'all don't want them to get too many. It's too many of them. It's not enough. How many is a fucking enough and how many is too many? Do you really know? Do we really know how many is enough and how many is too many?
No.
We
We're
don't,
not a
do we?
selling club. We just fucking sold.
The
Tyler
only
to
reason
Mark
it's
for
too
high
many
prices.
right now is because our manager's flopping.
Yeah,
If we
exactly.
was in sixth place,
And that's not
nobody
the only
would be
reason.
like, "Oh, we have too many young players." They'll be like, "Damn, these young
But
players is
I don't
doing
understand why you guys want him out for the players, because the players are good.
I don't give a fuck if the directors go. I'm not backing up the directors. Like I said, that's too high up the ladder. I don't give a fuck. Like, let them
No,
go.
but Jimmy,
Who
they're in
cares?
charge of
The
recruiting.
owners spend the money. Who gives a fuck? The owners
No, but
spend
the
the
thing
money.
is, they're the ones in charge of recruiting, and they recruited good players. The team is good on paper. Just the manager is bad. That's it. And they fucked up on the manager, yes. And I can see their mentality as to why they brought in Poch. It's a young guy. I mean, it's a young team, and that's why they want to bring him in.
And the next thing, all y'all people that saying, "Oh, they hired Poch, this fraud." I didn't hear all this bitching when Poch was hired. So that means everybody was okay with the hiring.
I mean, he fucked up. I
So
mean, yeah.
he got fired. If he's shit, he's shit. But even I have to say, when we fired him, I was like, when we hired him, I was like, okay, let's see how this go.
Exactly.
Now I was one of the first motherfuckers to say Poch out. But
I will say, if we did a bit more
I don't think
research,
he
we
was
might have seen the same thing too. That's like RL.
Wait, I understand. So
I'd say personally, if I looked more into Pochettino's time at PSG, I probably would have had a couple questions.
But who knows what they was looking for?
wait, guys. Who else would he have gotten? You guys are mad at him. You guys are mad at them for hiring Poch.
Like everybody
Who
else
would he have gotten?
That's their fucking job.
But Lewis,
I get that, Scott. But like, who else is on there? The Sporting Lisbon manager? He'll be the same thing. He hasn't won anything besides maybe this year. He's gonna probably win the league.
I'm not asking for someone who's won something.
Yeah.
Or I wasn't in the summer. I'm asking for you to do your job. It's the same reason when people talk about they ask us, "Oh, who do you want as the next manager?" I don't care. That's their job, and they failed.
Right, I get that. But who else was available that was good for you? I'm asking all
Well,
you
technically,
guys.
what's his name? The dude at
Yeah,
Tottenham
but
was
if we would have
available.
signed Ange, y'all would have been like, "Nah, let's not do this."
No, I Jimmy, you know me.
I'm not saying
Like,
you.
I don't
I'm
care what
talking
anyone
about the
else says.
fan base.
Yeah, cool. Fuck the fan base.
I'm not about to sit here and act like if you would have asked me, "Yo, who would you rather have, Ange Postecoglou or Poch?" I would have told you Poch.
Yeah,
I'm not
same,
even gonna
same.
sit here and ask
Exactly.
because I'd have been like, "I don't know who the
Exactly.
fuck that is. I don't even care to know. Give me Poch." So I'm not gonna sit here in front or lie because I didn't know who the fuck Ange Poch. I knew who he was, like he came from Celtic, but I didn't give a fuck about no Celtic manager.
That was
I would
a lot
never
more
care
logical, to
to
be
have
fair.
no
You're right.
Celtic manager or
Yeah.
no Rangers
you're right,
manager
Jimmy.
or no fucking none of those managers. I wouldn't care. I would have rather Poch over them, just like our fan base did. Our fan base was cool with Poch. I was around. I'm old enough to remember. It wasn't that far ago. It wasn't that long ago. Overall, the fan base was cool with Pochettino. Overall, I'm not saying individually. I'm not saying each individual person was okay with Pochettino. I'm talking about overall. It wasn't this overall thing of no, don't hire him. Everybody was like, okay, cool. And especially after preseason.
I will say Jimmy has one good point though, because after we got Potter, one of the big things they were talking about when one of the new managers was he has to have some kind of experience. You remember all the reports coming out like he has to have some, because Jimmy's right. We would not, like, as much as I'm not a Poch fan and I have other issues, like if we would have bought like the kid or even what is it, the Tottenham manager, there would have been an uproar because it would have been like, oh, after
uproar
Potter.
for Ainge Postecoglou.
Yeah.
Even me, it would have been a situation. I would have been probably biased, unfair, like until he showed me something.
Yeah.
Because Poch had a background, I actually seen them do something. I was like, okay, I could see this, especially out of the pile of managers that was up there. Once Nagelsmann was decided he wasn't going to do it, because that was my first choice. After that, I was like, okay, anybody after that.
Look, Jimmy, on Poch, I'll be real. Prior to him coming, I was against Poch. I was against Poch. I didn't want him to begin with. And partly with the reason why I didn't want him to begin with was because I genuinely believed that he was going to come to the club, and irrespective of how we played, he was going to lower the standard of the players and the club. But even me, as much as I didn't want Poch, I would have expected him to at least finish in the top 6, or at least be, competing for Europe, not 11th. So he's even fallen by even my estimations.
I get that. Look, you can't blame them fully for hiring Poch, but you can blame them for not firing him now.
No, you can blame them for hiring him as well.
Yeah, I mean, there's got to be blame at some point. Like,
we're
technically
11th,
speaking, we fans, we're not supposed to know who the next coach is or who the next one. That's their job.
I get that, but like who else would you have?
I
know we're not like you're saying it's their job.
I hear what you're saying. Poch is really underperformed by everyone's standard.
Come out for him.
I was going to say, like, it doesn't matter who else we could have got, who we would have got. We are failing. Their choice in manager has failed. Regardless of where we finish this season, what we do, outside of winning both cups and finishing top 6, which is an impossibility at this point, in my mind, this is a failure of a season. They have failed with this manager.
Yeah, no, I agree. I just want to hear the mentality of like, fuck, like, I don't know. I know you guys are saying it's their job.
Real,
I don't know.
I'm of the mindset in terms of the thing for me, right? I can, if you're going to go with this mindset or go with this thing of like, with going for like an unproven manager, I can get behind that. What you need then to back that up or to kind of counteract that is in the board, particularly in high up positions, you need people who are best in class. And these guys are not best in class. These are guys, one of which has never done this job.
Yeah.
And the other guy was doing it at no disrespect to these clubs, but Monaco and Leipzig. And I think he could maybe be something. But when Stanley, see you later. Like, we need guys who have done this at the top level.
What about the recruitment? The recruitment has been fire. You can't lie.
Okay, in terms of the talent ID, is fine. But in terms of the money, the deals, everything outside of the actual talent ID, these guys are glorified chief scouts. Like, in terms of the stuff you're asking a sporting director to do, in terms of run a football club, it's been piss poor. The talent ID's been A1. It's been nearly spot on outside of Mudryk. Everything else in terms of aspects of being a sporting director has been piss poor.
Even our allocation of resources, like, think about how much money we spent.
Yeah, that's true.
I was going to say, like, sorry to interrupt. Go and look at the amounts we're spending on players, right?
Yeah.
And like, that's one thing where it's like, we saw with Marina, even though from a footballing standpoint, didn't really have any background. From a business standpoint, when it came to deals, more often than not, she hit in terms of she managed to get good deals for players. Like, these guys, for most of the guys we're buying, like, we're buying good players, but we're spending a lot of money. There's a reason people keep talking about the billion. That's not a billion. We're spending a lot of money.
Yeah, we need to focus on negotiation. But
I think, Jimmy's gone, but I think he said it best. In the whole summer, right? Caicedo, I think we all agree he's a great player. But wasn't the whole talk like, hey, 85 million, that's what's going to take to get done, right?
We spent the entire summer, because I remember that. Because I went on holiday over the summer as well. I went on a holiday saying, I want this done. I remember before I went on holiday saying, I want this done by the time I go on holiday. I was on holiday hearing about all this bullshit, about all the nonsense. Like, we spent the entire summer with that Caicedo thing, and I'm glad we got him, and I don't care what we spent for him. We spent that entire summer saying we wouldn't go above 80, and we went and paid what they wanted from the beginning of the summer. We spent an entire summer fucking wasting our time, in my opinion, with that transfer. That was a transfer you could have got done a lot earlier with better negotiators, people who are better at their job. You could have got that done way earlier, even if you paid it then. Like, you could have done that way earlier, and he'd have had preseason. He'd have been in a lot earlier, and he could have hit the ground running.
They were going to pay 80 max, 90 max, right?
I was going to say,
and we paid
105.
I hear what you're saying. We also had to sell, like, how many players did we have to sell? Like, we had to sell, like, quite a few players.
The thing is,
I know what you're saying.
The price, though, you can't lie to them. You can't, like, that's not. I don't know. It's hard. It's harder than I think we think. That it's like
it's not just that though. It's just the precedents we set as a club. It's basically saying to any club coming out, hey, if we put an $80 million price tag and Chelsea wants the player, they're just going to pay it.
That's true. Yeah.
At some point, you got to draw the line in the sand and say, hey, like, we love this player, but this is our price, and walk away. Like, have we done that? Like, I know, like, we brought in a lot of good players. But at what cost? Like Mudryk, Arsenal wanted. We offered a better like technical package and stuff. Enzo, we ended up paying the release, right? I know we got a good deal on it, and he's a great player. But it's like I give credit to the sporting directors to a limit or to an extent. But it's also like if you're just paying what they've asked, how much negotiating? What are you really doing in that sense?
And they were negotiating the whole summer though. Raven, they were actually negotiating to like. Took so long, right? Because they were actually trying to go for the 80, 90
mil. The reports I saw are true, and I don't know if they are right. I have no idea. I'm not in the club. Say it's been told. If the reports are believed I've seen were true, when Stanley nearly fucked up, both of those deals, by the way.
Who was
I
the other
believe
one?
in both deals, either Egbali or Bowley had to step in to finalize those deals. The Caicedo and Enzo deals.
For sure, the Enzo deal. I remember they all flew out basically, right? They had the meeting with the Benfica, I guess their sporting director. I can't remember.
It might be Stanley. You're looking at one.
That's what I'm saying. But Lewis, it comes from the fact he has no experience doing this. He's never been a sporting director, and that's the problem.
At least
and so I said it before. I'm happy with these guys staying and being part of the scouting thing. Like, make them the chief scouts. Make Stanley head of scouting, chief scout, whatever. But I know Cenac said this before. I remember because he put the super chat. He said this before of like, you've almost done too much damage, and to a point, heads do have to roll after this season. So like, you may just have to be a casualty of what's gone on. I'm happy for them to stay in secondaries.
Negotiators.
I'm happy for them to like be just seconds. Like, you can go out and scout players and give your list to someone, but that's about all you're doing. You don't.
I swear that's that guy that they brought in from Spurs. What does he do?
I thought he's stadium. He's mostly focused.
He's financial. What the Klein dude? He's financial. He's nothing to do with on the pitch stuff.
He helped.
No, but like, does he negotiate for plays? Is he the negotiation?
No, he's nothing to do on. He's nothing to do with on the pitch stuff. He's nothing to do with playing staff. Nothing.
Advertisement. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
But
even like Romeo
Scott,
Lavia,
in general, for that, they basically need to get a chief negotiator in. Or somebody of that like.
But it's not just negotiating. It's, again, allocation of resources. Like, we have Santos, right? Who we all like as a player. What's the purpose of going after Lavia and spending 58 million? It's not about the player. It's like, if we have so much money and so many resources, at what point do we look at the assets we have already going, well, why are we going after Lavia?
No, I see yours and Scott's point on it. There's more than just talent ID.
Jimmy made a point earlier, which I disagree with, which is that you can't have enough good, or you can't buy enough young players. I disagree with that. We've hit that point. And this is coming from someone who wanted us to start being smarter with our transfers and buying younger players and cutting out the middleman. We're trying to buy players as though we've got a bunch of clubs to loan them out to, when we haven't. We've got Washington, who's played like 10 minutes all season, is doing nothing. We spend like 18 million on him. Why? What was the point? I think he can become good. He can maybe become good. That's 18 million we didn't need to spend. It was a complete waste of time. He might be good. He might be shit.
It's pointless though, because he barely played any minutes. So it's pointless just signing these players if they're not going to play for us.
That's what I'm saying. It's the planning. That's the thing as well, is the fact that these guys, their talent ID might be good. It's the planning and like the order in which you do things. It's like, this is like, look at what City do, for example. I know they're in a lot better position and they're a lot better team, But it's like they can afford this window. They signed one player, and it was a guy they sent back out on loan because they don't need. Like they are in a position where I think in the summer, or not this summer. I think last summer. Sorry, they made 2 signings to their first 11. The rest of the signings, they made about 7 signings. All of the rest of them were youth signings they sent out on loan or put into their development squad because they can afford to do that because their squad is in a position where you can do that. If our squad was in a position where you can do that, we didn't need a number 9, we didn't need a left back, we didn't need a potential another winger, we didn't potentially another centre back. That's 4 players right there. Like you can afford them to go and spend your 18 million on Washington. That's fine. You can spend your, I don't know, whatever we spent on some of the other players. That's calm. But like,
I think it was Alex.
I know what you're saying. Yeah, you're right. Like, as in, like, looking at the squad, saying, you know what do I need? I need an extra left back. I need 2 strikers. I need this amount of midfielders, whatever it is. I think plays like, I think one guy said it here, Arjan, Diego Barrera, waste of money. Again, that's
we signed him. We signed him on a free. I don't care about. We signed him on a free. I don't care about it.
Sorry,
I'm talking about the guys we actually spent money on.
Yeah,
we signed him on a free. I don't care.
That's fine.
But players at that age were just judging way too early.
Yeah,
way too early.
Like again, I'm not saying I'm criticizing any of these players that we brought in. Again, it's my point is, if you have a finite number of resources, right? Like if we have $1 billion budget, I think Alex or somebody else had said it earlier in one of your streams. You have we didn't spend enough time focusing on the first 11, the first team. It's like we tried to build our farm system, is what they call it in baseball. Like all these other, whether the Portugal team we might buy, the Argentine, like we spent a lot of time and effort on that without actually focusing on like Chelsea is the main thing, right? That is what we should all be focusing on. So it's like I understand why they got certain players to like put over here, put over there, but again, if you're doing all this, have you done enough like research and like actually evaluated your squad?
No, Scott Raven.
You can't chuck money at every 18, 19, and 20-year-old. And like they start stacking up. Like you need a gap between your players too. Like if you buy a 23-year-old.
You know what? On that point, you are right. Yes. They didn't start on the first team, but they built the squad. They did all of it combined. Completely agree. From this point going forward, I would say we need a few, I don't know, first team players, maybe a couple strikers, and we just need to, you just need a few players here and there, and we need to just refine our system a lot more, whereby we can get rid of the likes of Lukaku. I don't know if Ziyech is still going to be here by the end of the season. These players, get them officially off our books and just refine it a bit more. For me, on that part, I still want to get rid of them because I think those things are cosmetic. In the future, we can get a couple of players here and there to fill in and manage the squad and manage the players a whole lot better. Completely agree. I think they done most of the legwork in the summer. They got rid of most of the dead wood that we wanted to get rid of. Let's come on, guys. We got rid of quite a bit of players in the summer, right? From last summer, the Topoli's first ever summer, which was that one. That one was a complete shit show. Let's keep it real. That was a complete shit show. Last summer, they sold quite a bit. Yes, they bought players. Some players we didn't need. Other positions we needed more, and we needed better players in some. I think right now they just need a couple refinements in terms of we need a couple strikers, we need a left back, and a couple just here and there, cosmetic stuff, and to refine their system and a new coach.
We need a left back, but we haven't looked for one.
Honestly, I was arguing with you guys because
you know that left back right there. You know how you're talking about left back?
Okay, they done half the job. It was a botch job. Let's keep it real. They just need a couple of light surgeries here and there, and I think we should be all win. But the coach to me was their biggest flop was the coach.
Honestly, I was arguing with you guys because of the fact that I thought they only do recruitment and bringing in the coach, but I guess they do a lot more duties and responsibilities that I didn't know about. So I guess, yeah. Okay.
That's reportedly part of the reason that Vivell left is there was a multitude of things, and one of the things was reportedly that Bowley and Egbali went over his head and listened to Stuart and Winstanley more than him. Like they took more advice.
That's crazy.
Listen to those two more than him.
I would have left too then. Yeah.
It may just be a case, guys, that we need a restructure. They may just restructure it and they say, you know what?
That's another thing as well. Sorry to
have one
interrupt.
guy as a director, Like I don't know.
I was gonna say one of
the other
these
guys. Stewart could be the head of director or head of recruitment. They could have him reporting into him. They'll get another guy there. Do you know what I mean? Rather than them to be directors.
That's another thing I was
business
saying.
buzzword
I
that's
don't care.
always used. It's called streamlining.
Go on,
There needs
Scott.
to be some kind of streamlining.
Yeah.
I was just gonna say in the
Right.
summer, one of those two may need to just go for that purpose. You cannot have, and I don't know why we did it this way. You can't have two sporting directors.
Yeah.
I've never known a club to have two sporting directors. There's one.
Technically, we had three, basically.
So one of those guys either needs to leave or get one of those two need to either leave or they need to get a new role in the club that doesn't involve being sporting director, because you can't have two. Because then you're having it, as we had the discussion me and Alex had earlier, it's like you've got four guys
Big up,
basically coming to a
I
decision.
hope I didn't butcher your name, man. Good to see
Just
you.
call
bro.
me
Take
Voy.
care.
Just call me Voy. Just call me Voy. It's easier.
Voy. All right, big up, brother.
Yeah, I have
Yes.
to go. I have to go to hospital with my grandma because it's serious. So I'm sorry, guys.
Hey, all the best, man. All the
Yeah.
best. Best wishes, brother.
Hey, all the
If
best,
you're
man.
live on Monday, then I'll be on the thingy stream.
Hey, best wishes, man.
Yeah,
No worries,
big
dude.
up, guys. Though I appreciate it.
Big up. Sorry, Scott.
Also, yeah, you can't have four dudes making a decision. Like
correct.
And it's not like they're deciding what lunch to have on a particular day. They're making big decisions that affect the football club on like a daily basis. What to do with the manager, what to do with players, what to do with this, what to do with that. Like you can't be having four guys trying to make a decision together. And it's democracy wins, or you've all got to vote the same way, like it's a fucking jury.
Well, from the sounds of it, it sounds like it's been Winstanley making the most mistakes. So if one head has to roll,
Oh, then he can leave. Fuck off back to
Yeah.
Brighton or something. I don't care.
It's kind of like we got okay,
why
and
it's
I hear
embargo.
I hear what the guys say in terms of just review. Like, what are they good at? So, what has Winstanley actually done well? Winstanley could have just scouted, I don't know, Santos, whatever it is. He could just be like head of scouting. Stewart could be head of recruit. They could get another guy head of the who negotiates the new contracts or negotiates. Like if we get a new coach, who will negotiate his wage, his signing bonus, stuff like that? Who would negotiate?
I couldn't tell you.
Not sure.
Because that's where that. Do you know what I mean? Like who? I know we had Emiliano before, and we had Marina, and Marina would deal with these numbers stuff, and Emiliano would deal with the whole.
There's also Joe Shields, right?
Yo, Lewis.
He's.
Oh, take care, brother.
I think he's head of scout. Do you know what?
No,
I think
he's.
Joe Shields.
Hang on, he has got
Let me
a
get the
role. I
shot.
can't remember what it is. It's head of something. It's not head of
Sorry,
scouting.
when we were talking about sport, because I remember his name popped up in some recruitment. I couldn't remember what it was. But again, this goes to my point. Like how many people we got cooking?
Okay, so his official job title is Director of Professional Football and Scouts. And Scouting, I think it's meant to say. So,
okay,
fuck knows really.
That's what I'm
this
saying.
One saying. We've got a classic case of two cooks in the kitchen. Like we've got way too many cooks in this kitchen at the moment.
Now, I will say a lot of that they were brought on because I think their initial intent was to buy like two more clubs quickly. Like it's taking a little longer, and I think even Vivel, like part of his thing was he was supposed to oversee the entire multi-club model. And if you remember, like I don't think we had even gotten Strasbourg by the time he had left. There was like complaints that like that side was moving too slowly. So it's like again how we have this backlog of players, right? All these young players, but like the idea was we would have had a club in Portugal by now, and I think like Strasbourg too. So at least two, and like again, we just got Strasbourg. So again, I don't know what the plan is with all these like technical directors, all this other stuff. It's like again.
Yeah, look, they definitely need to do a whole new restructure, and change a few people's positions, and get rid of the deadwood. And you know what they also need to do? They need to review as well the training and strength and conditioning,
Big up,
that kind of stuff. Because big up, Joey. Yeah, in terms of the training, for me personally, I think they got to review from training to recovery to like these sorts of things to understand.
But I thought they
where
just
our
brought
players
in
are
an
being
entire
injured.
new like medical team.
Oh, I'll be real. I think just the training and stuff comes down to the manager. I don't think that's something they need to do. The only thing, when it comes to the medical department, the only thing they need to review and they need to fucking change is, can you start being more honest about what's going on with these injuries? Like, we've heard nothing about Lavia for like a month. Like, since he got injured, we heard he got a bruised leg, And then we've got Poch coming out in the press conference today saying that it's impossible for him to play in the cup final, which is at the end of the month. So like, I need to know what's going on because this ain't a bruised leg anymore. Like, even
I
with a big bruise,
also don't like as well. I also don't like as well where even the day before the match, let's say the press conference, let's say for today, it says on the website, say, "Oh, rehabilitation program." I don't like that kind of words, you know. Just be honest about the injury. Simple as that.
Well, that's the thing. Like half these men, I don't even know what injury they've got anymore. I don't know what injury Badiashile has. I don't know what injury like Chalobah has. No, he's not injured anymore. But like, I don't know what injury half these men have.
The Chalobah thing is like the craziest thing. He just disappeared for 4 months.
I think that's deliberate.
Well, didn't we get updates for at least Lavia and Chalobah today?
So Lavia was supposed to be a muscle
Chalobah and
injury.
Colwell were now back. Oh, they're off the injury list. They're back in training.
But he did say in the press conference that Lavia is just not ready, and I got some confirmation from that he re-injured his knee.
Right, but that's the strange thing, Joey. Like literally, when he got hurt, he got a thigh bruise. He was going to be out for a couple of weeks, and now we're end of March. Like
they've got review. They got review. Where do things get?
Thigh bruise since what? The Palace home game back in December.
It was the Palace game. He came on. He played like half an hour, something like that.
And then losing
where's
away.
Leslie Okuchukwu? Where the hell is he?
He's injured. He was meant to be injured for like 6 weeks.
No, but he's actually injured. Like he had a serious injury.
Right. Yeah, he was injured. He was meant to be out for 6 weeks, but again, it's like there's no. Apart from the updates they give every week, which is that list of like rehabilitation, all that nonsense. Apart from that, we get nothing, and it's like, cool. You telling me he's in his rehabilitation program? It tells me fuck all. It tells me nothing.
Do you know why? No, but Scott, they're doing that deliberately because they don't want to be pestered on why is this guy not fit. You said it was a hamstring. Hamstrings. You know what it is with football fans? They know how long injuries take and how long it should be. And if a player gets re-injured,
you say that, but like, I'll give an example, right? This is one example, so it's only it's only one incident, right? So there are probably others, but like for example, right? Real Madrid diagnosed David Alaba's injury in like a matter of hours or in a matter of like 2 days. They diagnosed his injury straight away and was like they informed everyone what his injury was straight away. I can't tell you. Like, but that's what I'm saying, though. And that's what I'm saying, and that's where it was. What I want that to change. It's like you just said, like
I cannot even tell.
I'm just using a single example. Joey just said there. It might have been mentioned in a press conference, and Lavia might have re-injured his knee. That's the first I've heard about that, and it's come from that's the first I'm hearing. That's the first I've heard about that.
It came from someone who's not as reliable as it should have been.
There we go. And it's come from like some weird source. It's not come from the club, and it's like we're having to guess. And that's what I'm saying. Like, just tell us what it is. I prefer if you just tell me he's re-injured his knee, cool. Then I know that I expect him to be out for a while. You told me he was going to be out for 2 weeks with a bruised leg, and it's now getting to the point where we're being told we don't know when his comeback is. At this point, he's not even a real person. He's a myth. He's AI. Like there's a chance he doesn't play the rest of this season.
Yeah, to your point, there's a chance he won't be playing for a year now.
But like even Poch in his press conference, what did he say about Lavia? He just said impossible that he's playing. Like that's not an update, bro. That's literally just saying like, oh, he's not.
No, to be fair, I think the question was, will he play in the cup final? And he said it's impossible, which is the right answer if he's not going to. But yeah, there's the club in general needs to be way better and way more transparent with some of these injuries. You don't have to tell it give us a day-on-day update, but just tell us if someone's injured and what the injury is, so I know what to expect.
Yeah, I don't know. They're not.
That's where American gambling.
That's Chelsea's PR team for you, man.
They're not being fully transparent. It's kind of weird. I don't know.
Yeah, when they ever been transparent these days? Never.
I mean, yeah, but at least they were in the beginning of the season with everyone else. But Lavia is probably not going to play.
You know what? Yeah, you know what?
Program.
I think Kato is right. They've not been transparent on a lot of things. Generally, compared to other clubs, they're not just transparent on quite a few things. So they're very low key when it comes to things like injuries, etc. Because they don't want to get hit and pestered on.
Yeah,
why is this player still not fit? What's going on with this player? Do you know what I mean? If you give people too much information, they may pester you on that bit more than what they're doing now. I'm only being devil's advocate. I'd prefer more information, but it's not helpful.
Just want a realistic time
not.
frame.
Mine's
God's
like
how
MIA,
annoying it is. Just some realism.
But
Yeah,
I'm
funny. You know how you guys talk about Leslie at the
why are they
start?
getting these injuries? One person's got a bruised knee for flipping, and they're out for what, 3 to 4, 5, 6 months. Like, come on, man. Like,
bro, that's not what happened. But I get what you're saying. Like,
you know what I'm saying?
like, this whole thing with the injuries is like, it's like I can't really say anything about it with just our club, because if you look at all the clubs around the league, everyone has serious injuries across the board and has multiple of them. So, like, I'm not going to sit here and just start criticizing the injury situation. What I would criticize is the way that they report it.
Yeah,
And
I think that's what we're
the
talking
fact
about.
of the matter
That's
is,
the one.
the main fact of the matter is that I just don't think that they even know. Like I've true, like a lot of these scenarios, it's like, all right, you have Lavia, which is the example that we've been using this entire time. A bruised knee, a bruised thigh can be one of two things. It could end up becoming a tear, or it could just be the bruise. And it's like and it's like if you continue to play these guys, or you train them, and especially the way that Poch trains these dudes, he's pretty much training them to be track runners for the most part. Like you're expecting these types of things to happen. Like I've had a bruised thigh before while running track. It's impossible to run. It's impossible. So it's like it's just as much as like I want to. It's just I would rather have them say a longer term and then have him come back early. Like overshoot it, but report it is the thing. Is they're not reporting any timetables for anybody. Like, period. There is no timetables for anybody. We thought that Enzo Fernandez was going to be out for months with his freaking groin issue, because other people with that same exact groin issue, aka Mason Mount, has been out for months. He came back 2 weeks later. It's just I'd rather see someone say he's going to be out 6 weeks and him come back in 4 because he was actually good. He was actually ready to come back in 4.
Again, that's transparency.
Like, give us. I don't even care if it's transparent. Overshoot it, right? But give us something. Give us a timetable to understand like what we're looking at here. Because if as of right now, most of us think Lavia ain't playing for the rest of the season. That's what we think.
It's not even that. The problem is that these guys never gave an actual timeline. What's the actual number of weeks of how many players is like? For example, Lavia out. Like they never.
No, they did.
They did, but the thing is you got to overshoot those numbers, bro. Like you can't say 3 weeks and then have him be out for 3 months.
And that's the thing. And it's as John said, it's like if for an injury, like
you got to
if the injury, if Lavia is out with the injury that Joey said is reported, even if the source isn't great, that's a different injury than what he originally had.
Correct.
Like he got a bruised thigh or a bruised leg that was meant to keep him out 2 weeks. Apparently now he has a knee injury. That's a fucking different injury. That's a different part of your leg. Like that's a whole different part of your leg.
What's going
Wait,
on?
I got a general question for you guys over in England. Like, I'm just curious because, like, in the States with like NBA, NFL, all this type, like, if you don't report an injury like correctly or you misreport an injury, you do get fined. I was curious if there's like, is there like regulations on how you?
Because they don't care about betting. They don't care about betting in the Premier League. They want to avoid all types of betting correlation to betting in totality. Where like the NFL and the NBA, like they get paid from these betting companies. They get actually paid like a lot of fucking money to make sure that the reporting is correct. So when they create their lines, it's not because I think it was Joe Burrow, right? Earlier this year, didn't report an injury, came out, looked like a bum, and ended up like screwing all the type. Like Vegas had them winning, and like they ended up getting their ass blown out because Cincinnati didn't, and then Cincinnati ended up getting fined.
Yeah, that's what I was curious if it was similar.
It's more the fact that the betting companies sponsored our organizations out here, where in the Premier League they don't want anything to do with them. Like they don't want nothing to do with them. They don't take money from them. They don't nothing to do with them.
Yeah, I'm not sure if they reported to the Premier League directly, but to fans,
I was just curious if there was like literally about like 10 years ago, the Patriots were famous. Literally, Bill Belichick got so pissed about it, he put like the entire team on the injury list just to piss everyone off. So I was just curious if you had
No.
There is nothing to manage it. There's no one to manage it. But the reason why it's being managed,
unless it's a back thing, like you have to.
Well, the reason why it's being managed is because there's money being funneled into
gambling.
It. Like, if there was money being funneled into the Premier League by Bet365 or one of these companies that they got out there, like then you would see the Premier League force the teams to report these injuries correctly, because like otherwise it's not gonna. Otherwise, there's no purpose. There's no. Realistically, it's better for the team to not give opponents what their injury report really is. It could be Trevor Chalobah is going to play tomorrow, or Levi Colwell plays tomorrow. Like it could be like any of these guys that are on the injury report, they could end up showing up. Like it's just, it's almost a tactical advantage in the end, because you don't know who we could put out on the field because of. But for us fans, we want to know. Like, when are our guys coming back? Because you're over here, Poch was over here for months complaining about injuries, this, injuries, that. Well, let us know when you're going to get your guys back. It's that simple.
To be fair, Joey, I think that's over Poch's head. They're telling us when the injury, that's over Poch's head. If they say on the website...
You're right, it's not Poch, but it's the fact of the matter is that, like, we would like transparency, but they're using the lack of transparency. They're trying to use the lack of transparency, which every sports team has done for their entire lifetime before all this betting has happened. They were hush and mum about their injury reports. Like it's been like that for years until betting came into play in the US. Like it's normal. Like I see it as normal, but personally, like I'm pissed. I don't know where Lavia is.
I was curious because
personally, I was pissed because I didn't know where Nkuku was for half this year.
So know, like in the U.S., fantasy football or in fantasy sports is blown up. Fantasy's starting to take off in the EPL too, right? Like fantasy.
Now,
we've had that for years.
So that's what I'm curious.
But
when
really,
that
it hasn't taken off until the last 3 years, though. Like
I got you.
Over the last 3 to 5 years is when real fantasy football really took off.
I'm wondering if that will cause this like react, because that was one of the big trigger points too. Because like fantasy, you need to know who's involved. Yeah, so I'm curious if that'll eventually.
But here's the thing. It won't, because the EPL runs all the fantasy. It won't. It won't.
Do you know what? I wish that was the case, but. Yeah, you could get a player, and turns out that player is already injured. Do you know what I mean?
Shit, betting on football nowadays. Like I'm a gambler. I do sports gambling like 3 times, 4 times a week. I'm sports gambling. Okay.
Please gamble responsibly.
Gamble responsibly, lads.
So hard. Yeah. Hey, all right. I gamble. I know how to gamble. All right. Everybody who gambles, don't gamble. I know how to gamble. All right. Like this is like, it's so hard to gamble on these games. It's so hard because it's like until you can only start really gambling for a game an hour beforehand, because then you know the lineup.
Gotcha.
Because before that you can't put money down because you don't know what's gonna happen. You don't know who got injured the hour before the game. Like,
or in the warm up as well.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The hour before the game, like.
Yeah,
you won't know. You don't know nothing. So it's don't tell me how to lose money. That's a good one.
Big up CNAC. I didn't read this in. I've said this on several spaces. In 04-05, we had an average age of 23.6. Our core was below 24-year-olds, but we had an elite manager and tactics. That's why I get what people saying when they say there's other problems within the club, but let's also not try and overcomplicate things too much. Sack the manager, we go higher up the table if we bring in the right one after that. Simple as. I agree with people saying they don't have faith in the recruitment team to recruit in the right manner. But if they can't get that right, then it's got to be full focus on them, even in spite of the next coach. If heads haven't rolled in general because of Pochettino, I could easily see when Stanley leave for it. And if he did leave, what'd he do? I ain't crying about it.
Lewis,
it is.
Jimmy brought up a good point talking about like young teams, right? you know the one thing, like they always talk about young teams. Inconsistency is the biggest consistency amongst young teams because they're kids. They're just like, but
it shouldn't be in the experience head.
Yeah, but the thing is, if you don't create a structure for them, a basic structure for them to follow, you're gonna get this shit every game. And it's like with Poch, you have 7 different ways he wants to play in like 7 different weeks. Like that is not how you, like we can't even judge these players because you're asking them to do stuff that they're just not capable of right now. Like if Poch played his basic system for like, let's say 4 months, and you're like, well, this guy's messing up, this guy, then you can maybe talk about experience or this player not being good enough. But if you're switching the system every 2 or 3 weeks, like how can you expect us to be able to judge any of these players? Like there's like that's the part that just drives me nuts. Like he's supposed to be good at coaching young teams, right? That's the big thing. Like when we hire him, like, hey, he's good with young players. Well, the first thing young people in general need is a structure. And like I'm just seeing our team every other week. It's like even the Aston Villa, I was more shocked at how well we played compared to like how bad we played against Wolves. Like I don't know about you guys. Did anybody expect that kind of performance?
No, that's why I can't jump to conclusions of it because I doubt I'll see it again.
Yeah, but like
I hear all of that, but all the stuff I saw from the Alex Goldberg article just makes me think the manager just didn't really have respect to the players. And even me thinking that, they did show fight for him on Wednesday.
Yeah,
so I'm not even too sure about that.
Yeah. It's hard to tell, man. It's really hard to tell if any of these articles mean anything nowadays.
Right.
The same article said Enzo and Caicedo are overweight.
I swear, you can go through Twitter and not 70 to 80% of the stuff that you read about our club or majority of these clubs don't make any sense and are just feel like clickbait. Like at least 70% of the stuff that you read out there right now. And now I look at journalism in an overall sense, right? Like I don't look at like what you're writing. I'm looking at how you're writing it. I went to school for journalism, for fuck's sake. Like the way that they're reporting these things is all hypothetical if and what's and buts. Like there's no actual reporting being made. A report is actually what's happening. This is all just I think and I think and I think. None of it makes any sense. And like a great example is the Enzo situation. It's like, when are we gonna say? Is every single freaking time Enzo plays well, are we gonna just get a link now?
Yeah.
Is that what's gonna end up happening? Every single time he plays well, and yet we're not doing that well.
2 days ago, we heard he's
wants
overweight.
to leave and all.
You don't look overweight to me.
Man. Like actually, like report what is being said instead of reporting
Enzo Fernandez.
This and that and all that other stuff. Like Barcelona needs to make over $100 million in £100 million or euros. Excuse me, I keep on switching the denominations. Freaking 100 million euros before the new year, before January or June 30th. Otherwise, they get transfer banned. So they're all of a sudden going to spend 150 plus million on Enzo Fernandez.
Makes sense.
Can't believe everything.
People will believe it. We've already seen fans falling for the Enzo.
Look, I'll be
shit.
honest. That's
thankfully he got to score and like literally tell them himself he's staying.
But that's like how it is with honestly,
that wasn't
all the big clubs right now. Like they just want clicks. Like for how many years, how many summers has it been Frankie de Jong is going to leave Barcelona? Like every summer.
Punter, journalist. I went to school for journalists and said fuck journalism and do sales. So I don't know why you guys think anything else in there declared. My guy, like I do 2 things. I work in sales, which I'm going to go right back to right now, and like right now I'm about to go back to. And I went to school for journalism at Syracuse University. So why I'm a Knicks fan, aka why I'm a freaking Knicks fan, and here we are. So you guys wanna talk about how I do for what I do? Go for it. But boys, I'll see you at the hate along later tomorrow probably. Yeah, tomorrow. And Sunday. Have a good rest of your day.
Take care, brother. Take care.
Take care, man.
To be honest, we have been going for 2 hours. I got to wrap up in general with the fucking back again pods. I want to get a couple games of Ultimate Team in. Right, big up to everybody that's locked in. We're redirecting over to the Back Again pod. We're going to be live in an hour. Hate Along's live from 3 p.m. I can't lie, I'm not doing City Everton early kickoff. I can't be bothered for it. But we'll do the mid and we'll do the late kickoffs. Big up everybody. Like, subscribe, pot